Giants Stadium to take on the New York Giants, who now lead the NFC Eastern Division. The Giants have won their last 3 in a row. They're 6-3. The Dallas Cowboys currently on the bottom spot at 2-7. Almost a little more than halfway through the season. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Verne Lundquist. How extraordinary it seems to see the Dallas Cowboys at 2-7 at this point of the year. They have lost their last 5 in a row, and Tom Landry has been under intense media scrutinism back in the Dallas area in the last couple of weeks. As intense criticism as he's had in the last 28 years in Dallas. I'm working with Terry Bradshaw today, and Terry, this really is a perplexing Dallas team that has been in most of the games they played this year.
Well, Vern, you have to understand this is a young football team, and young football teams do not know how to win. The Cowboys are a classic example of this. Last 2 weeks, Philadelphia, they had a 20-0 lead going into the fourth quarter, lost that game. Last week against the Cardinals, a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter, lost that football game. They just simply have not learned how to win yet.
The Giants have won their last 3. They're 6-3, lead the division. But I don't think Bill Parcells is overwhelmed with joy at the way they're playing.
Well, he's not pleased with the way they've played. They've kind of won ugly. They're turning the switch on trying to find the right chemistry, but their defense has played better, played real good last week against the Lions. But his main concern coming into the Cowboy game is his running game. He feels he's got to get his running game going. I think this, if they are not able to run the football like they hope, look for Sims to do what he does best, and that's throw it down the field.
We have been blessed with spectacular weather today. To give you an idea of the Cowboy dominance in this series, the Giants have swept the season series only 3 times, 62, 63, and 84. They did win the first encounter between the two teams, 12-10 in game number 2 down at Texas Stadium back in September. Paul McFadden will kick off, the Cowboys having won the toss. And they have Darryl Clack deep, 16 returns for a 21.8 average and a long of 40. McFadden in great weather kicks it deep, and it's taken by Clack at the 8-yard line. Spilled as he gets near the 24. And Steve Pallure, who has been up and down all year long, will come on as a starting quarterback. 10 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, just under 2,000 yards passing for the season. And against him, the Giants line up Eric Dorsey, Jim Burt, Leonard Marshall. And the linebackers are Carl Banks, Pepper Johnson, Harry Carson, and Lawrence Taylor. The secondary, Collins, Williams, Kennard, and Hill. Kelvin Martin lines up tight to the right side, and the backs are in the eye. It's a play fake, and Kelvin Martin is deep and belted, knocked out of bounds, incomplete at the 40-yard line. Offensively for Dallas, Pallure joined by Herschel Walker. Todd Fowler replaces an injured Timmy Newsom. The wide receivers Kelvin Martin and Ray Alexander. The offensive line on the left side has been really a trouble spot. Wydell gets the start. He's a rookie from Boston College. Nate Newton, Bob White replaces Tom Raftery at center. Crawford Kerr and Gogan on the right side, and Thornton Chandler the tight end. And now the Cowboys operate with 3 wide receivers and 1 running back. Play fake again. That is a live ball. Picked up by Harry Carson. Laterals back to Terry Kennard. Leonard Marshall caused it when he hit Pallure from behind.
Well, always one of the key pass protection rules is you have to be strong to the blind side of a right-handed quarterback, and that's his left side. Pallure cannot feel Marshall. He cannot see Marshall. That's why you have to have your best offensive tackle over there to protect the blind side. That time Marshall got in and caused the fumble. Now this is just a great job here. Fine, smart play. As you saw, Carson picked it up. He just lateraled Kennard thinking, hey, give it to the guy that can run.
We do have a delay now while the replay official checks that play. Al Sabato is the replay official, and Joe Ryan, the communicator. Look again, Terry.
Well, what they're going to look for here is if the arm of Pallure is going forward. If it's going forward, that's an attempted forward pass, so it's therefore an incompletion. Now, It is not. It is actually frozen there. Hey, that's a fumble. Good call. Or at least it, you know, it should stay that way. Now, Verne, one of the things that'll be interesting to watch, we'll see Dave Wydell at left tackle, and we'll see him on 1st and 2nd down because primarily he's a better run-blocking tackle than Darrell Smith. And then we'll see Smith come in obvious passing situation. He'll replace Wydell at left tackle. That time, a perfect match was Wydell was in there. Cowboys tried to throw. Marshall beat him.
Johnny Greer is the referee today. And they're waiting for a ruling by Al Sabato, the replay official. The Cowboys have the fewest number of fumbles among the NFL teams. They had lost only...
Upon further review, the play is ruled an incomplete pass.
Whoa! How about that?
Whoa! Let's take a look. The quarterback arm has to be going forward. There's the play action to Walker. There's the setup. Now let's see it. Pelor starts to throw. He does start to throw. He cocked his elbow, turned his shoulder, and after looking at that replay, I would have to say, yes, that is an incomplete pass.
So the Cowboys get a huge break, and they now have a 3rd and 10. Right side, Herschel Walker, short of the 1st down at the 31, so now Dallas will punt.
Well, it tells me right off the bat the Cowboys are going to attempt to get the ball in the air to Walker. You know, last week, going into the Phoenix game, Walker caught a pass in every game, but last week, no passes, no receptions whatsoever.
Mike Saxon is on to punt, and Phil McConkey is deep to return it. McConkey fumbled one last week against Detroit. McConkey moves up at the 33. And manages to get it back near the 41-yard line. Steve DiOssi with the tackle, 37-yard punt, and 9 on the return. Now the Giants come on the field offensively for the first time, and Phil Simms will lead them out. 9 touchdown passes, only 8 interceptions this year. And he'll go up against the Cowboy defense that features Jones, Brooks, Noonan, and Jeffcoat up front. Ron Burton, Lockhart, and Cobb are the linebackers. In the secondary, Walls, Williams, Bill Bates, and Michael Downs going with a badly pulled groin. 1st and 10, New York. Joe Morris. And the pile moves left, and Morris is out to the 44-yard line. Offensively for the Giants, Sims and Morris, Maurice Carthan the fullback. The wide receivers, Lionel Manuel and Stephen Baker, and Manuel has had big games against the Cowboys in previous years. Roberts, Art, Oates, Eric Moore, Riesenberg, and the tight end is Mark Bavaro. Carthan gets the carry over right guard. That'll leave a 3rd and 2 as he gets out to the 48.
One of the things I think that we can look for today in running of the football by the Giants, Verne, is motion by their wide receivers, because the Giants feel that when they run a receiver across the field, it changed the line blocking. In other words, the Cowboys will be in a flex, then when they see motion, they'll change it and go to an over, an under, or one crazy type of defense. It forces the Cowboys to make adjustments in their defensive line.
3rd and 2. That's Bavaro in motion. Joe Morris goes right. Off one tackle, still fighting, and gets the 1st down. What an effort.
This play should have been stopped from the very initial offset. Notice a simple handoff to Morris, lined up as a fullback. There's one hit missed by Jones, another one by Burton, 57, and then just great effort, great 2nd and 3rd effort by Morris to get the Giant 1st down.
Morris's numbers have receded in the last 3 years, and he's not having a great year in '88. But that was a terrific effort. 1st down at the 48-yard line. Bavaro again in motion. No score, opening moments. Play fake and Sims back. Wants to go deep. Throws it away left side. As Terry said at the outset, the Giants want to run the ball today, and they've got to feature Joe Morris. Look at the slide since '85, Terry.
Well, let's take into consideration this, and the Giants have featured Morris as their primary running back, not unlike Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell only played 8 years in the National Football League. You wear a guy out, and Joe Morris is not a large man. He's a small man with a big heart. Those period of running with the football has taken its toll. 2nd and 10, no score, ball at the 48. That's Lionel Manuel in motion. The Cowboys adjust. Now they change the defensive call. Right, Sims reads blitz. It's made inaudible.
And again looks deep. Throws it for Carthen. It's overthrown and incomplete.
One of the things Phil Sims said that he would like to do in this football game, he approaches the Cowboy game with 3 principles. Number 1, I do not want to come in here without poise. I need my poise so that I can concentrate. Number 2, I want to play intelligently. I want to call the right plays. Notice the blitzes, which is what he did then. And then thirdly, he said, I want to come out and pick my spots to gamble. That means he'll pick his spots to attack the secondary deep.
As you can see, the Giants have not been effective on 3rd down. They have a 3rd and 10 here. No score. Opening moments of the game. No blitz. And Sims is dropped for the 38th time this year. Bill Parcells says we will take sacks because we do go deep, and it takes more time for the play to develop.
The routes that by the Giants were all deep routes. It takes longer, puts more pressure on the Giant offensive line. And understand this, their right guard and right tackle both are rookies.
Maury Buford back to punt. Kelvin Martin playing with a cast on a broken left wrist, and says that wrist bothers him more returning punts than it does catching passes. Great punt by Buford. Fair catch, touchback. That's a 55-yard punt for the man who replaced Sean Landeta right after the regular season started. No score, 11:33 to go, first quarter. No score, first quarter, 11:33 to go. Cowboys benefited by an overturned play. There is Danny White. Went out with a knee injury in the Chicago game. That was the only game in which he had played this year. Did not make the trip to Philadelphia 2 weeks ago, and is here to help make sure today that the Cowboys have the proper players in for the play call. That's his primary function on the sidelines, and he will stand next to Tom Landry to provide that function all afternoon.
So he's going to make sure that the right people are in for the right plays that are called.
3 wide receivers to open on 1st down. No score, first quarter. They hand it to Herschel Walker. And that's a modest gain out near the 23-yard line. Walker, as Terry said, did not catch a pass last week. He caught one earlier in this ball game. And he also broke a string of 10 consecutive games a week ago in which he had gone over 100 yards in combined yardage from scrimmage, running and passing. Second and 6, 7. And they test Walker at right tackle. He's out near the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Watch Pepper Johnson, Terry, the inside linebacker.
Pepper Johnson's main concern, as he told us, Verne, was that I want to key on Walker. I want to get through, read the guard's block. There's the guard's block. That's Crawford Kerr. I want to engage Kerr, and then I want to find Walker and hit him high. And after I hit him high, then I want to hope that I've got lots of folks coming to help me get him down.
4 wide receivers now for the Cowboys on 3rd and 2. No score, 10:21 to go, first quarter. Out of the shotgun, Ballore goes deep and overthrows Michael Irvin, the Cowboys' #1 draft choice, and Pepper Johnson was right in the face of Steve Ballore.
One of the problems you have when you have one back in the backfield, notice Pepper Johnson up at the line of scrimmage. Kerr blocks down, the right guard blocks down, leaving Johnson wide open with a one-back set. If the Giants do this again, there's no way that the Cowboys can block that and help out on nose tackle Bird.
McConkey back at the 27-yard line on 4th down, and Saxon gets ready to punt. for the second time. Steve DiAsi is the snapper on punts. And that's a much better punt for Saxon on this one. From the 26, McConkey. He's got some room. And is spilled by Cornell Burbage at the 43-yard line after an 18-yard return. So the Giants, for the second time, will have the ball with good field position. Offensive line coach Jim Erkenbeck. The upper left-hand side, you can see in the jacket Tom Rafferty, the regular center, who, because of a deep thigh bruise, is today missing the first game of his career. 13 years in the NFL with the Cowboys, and he's talking with Bob White, who's taken his place as a starting center. Tom Rafferty thought as late as Friday he might be able to at least play in the shotgun today, but they decided an hour before game time, no, he's one of the inactive players. Giants, Phil Simms, second possession. 1st and 10 at the 44. And Simms will throw on first down, going deep right side, incomplete and almost picked off. Everson Walls defending on the play.
I'm sorry, Verne. You're looking at Everson Walls, only has one interception, and most people make a terrible mistake when they judge safeties and cornerbacks by the number of interceptions they have as to whether or not they're having a good year. Landry himself says he's having the best year that he's ever had, and yet to us he only has one interception.
Phil Simms off to a modest start. Modest might be kind. He's 0 for 3 and 1 sack thus far. Manuel in motion. They have the reverse to Lionel Manuel. Great block from Phil Simms. And Manuel for the first down at the Cowboy 43. But Simms looked like Crawford Kerr, a pulling guard. What a block by Simms. And a gain of 14.
Well, the key block was thrown by the quarterback, but you have to understand the Giant quarterbacks they're not little pushovers. These guys live in the weight room. Simms himself bench presses over 300 pounds. There's the handoff to Morris. There's the reverse. You run reverses on people that sit there and read and close. That time Jones closed.
1st down and 10 at the 42 after the 14-yard gain. Joe Morris left side inside the 40 near the 39. Go back to that point about Phil Simms. I know you were talking with him this morning about the amount of time he spends in the weight room.
Yeah, I asked him because there's so many quarterback injuries around the National Football League. I asked him what he does that helps him continue to play. And he said, Terry, I lift 4 times a week, presses, shoulder, no curls. I do that in the off season to get the big biceps, but we lift 4 days a week.
2nd down and 6, scoreless first quarter, 8:44 remaining. And Simms will throw. Across the middle, incomplete for Bavaro. Michael Downs defending. Simms is 0 of 4. Bill Parcells said yesterday Phil Simms is having a courageous year. He called him fearless. He's been sacked 38 times now, and Parcells said he ought to qualify for 2 paychecks, one for a game check and the other for combat pay.
That's true. When you get sacked 38 times, maybe you do deserve 2 paychecks.
George Adams comes in now on 3rd down and 6. McConkey in motion. Across the middle, caught. McConkey, 1st down. Behind Manny Hendricks at the 28-yard line.
What you try to do against man coverages is when a receiver is covered by one defensive back is run him away, and the quickest way to do that is by running him across the football field. McConkey gets inside of Hendricks. When he gets inside, there's no way Hendricks, with his great speed, can cover McConkey. Good job by Simms.
Giants 1st down at the Cowboy 28-yard line. That's Bavaro in motion. And Joe Morris on a sweep with Carpenter in front. And Ron Burton misses a tackle again. The outside linebacker, number 57 for Dallas. 2nd time that he's had Morris slip through his grasp.
Verne, one of the things that Simms told me was the big difference in the Cowboys of today and of yesteryear is in their defensive line now. They're running some 3-4, some 5-2, some what is the form of their bear defense, which is exactly what the Cowboys did that time. A great call by Simms to go wide against the bear. You never go up the middle. There's no one there.
2nd and 6. No score, 1st quarter. Again, Bavaro in motion. Carthen. And he slips off the tackle of Kevin Brooks and does pick up a yard. And Burton does complete the defensive task this time.
Now we're seeing a lot of runs, which is exactly what the Giants said they were going to do. But trust me when I say this, run, run, run. And the one thing that's going to really pop up, I think, soon is play action passes off of these runs.
And might they want to go to Lionel Manuel in that circumstance?
Lionel Manuel has done an outstanding job, especially when he's covered by Everson Walls, of beating him deep.
Adams in on 3rd and 5. And McConkey in motion. No blitz. Left side, Bavaro. Short of the first down at the 20-yard line. Tackle is made by Vince Albritton, number 36. And Bill Parcells will send on the field goal unit. There's Albritton, who was on injured reserve the first half of the season. And Paul McFadden comes on to try the field goal and break this scoreless tie. McFadden and Allegre between them have had a sensational season. Allegre on with an injured muscle pull. 37-yard field goal, and for the year, McFadden 2 of 2 between the 30 and the 40. Got it. McFadden is good from 37. The Giants with an early lead. 6:24 to go first quarter. 6:24 to go first quarter. Giants on the McFadden field goal have taken a 3-0 lead. Kelvin Martin and Cornell Burbage at the deep end for Dallas. That's Martin right near the sidelines and out of bounds at the 7-yard line. He lacked presence of mind, and on the sideline, well, some people feature landscapes. Leroy Neiman, the noted sports artist, on assignment that looks like a picture of Herschel Walker and Tom Landry.
Looks like some of my drawings.
Right now. So Martin's lack of presence of mind, he's out of bounds, and the Cowboys inside the 10. At the 7-yard line, trailing 3-0.
This is nervous territory for a quarterback. Ball handling and everything you do here is just magnified.
Dallas goes with a double tight end set. Chandler and Folsom both tight right. And they hand it off to Walker. Good for a gain of 3 out near the 10-yard line. Kenny Hill, number 48, made the tackle. And there's a player down.
Dave Waddell, left tackle. Verne is a player that's hurt.
And Darrell Smith hurries in. They've already lost Mark Tuanay at that left tackle spot.
This is the play that he's hurt on is the old Washington counter tray or counter trap. Right of your screen, you'll see Nate Newton, 61, left guard pulling, and 78 in the center of your screen. That's Waddell, and it looks like someone got his leg as he was coming up in the line of scrimmage.
Got hit from behind. Dave Waddell, a 4th-round draft choice out of Boston College. And Darrell Smith has come on to take his spot.
Well, Waddell, should he not be able to come back, the Cowboys, what they lose is they lose a young tackle who is outstanding at run blocking. Very smart, and outstanding against the run. The one thing he has to work on, of course, is the pass blocking techniques, and that's the reason for Darrell Smith. His backup, number 79, will come in 3rd down situations, obvious passing situations. So for the Cowboys' sake, and certainly for Waddell's, I hope he's okay.
He'll get some help as he heads to the bench, and Darrell Smith will take his spot.
Okay, good. You see him walking off like that, you got to say to yourself, it's more a form of a bruise, and that's good. That's a good sign.
Waddell actually opened the season as a starter at right tackle because of Kevin Gogan's 30-day suspension for violation of the drug policy. 4th-round draft choice out of Boston College, and Darrell Smith is on to take his place now. 6 minutes to go first quarter. Eric Howard in replacing Jim Burt at nose tackle. And the I formation, the handoff to Walker. There's the power of Herschel Walker. First down, Dallas at the 20.
We're going to see, obviously, in this football game, a one-back set when Walker will carry the football. And the thing that Walker does best, since out of the University of Georgia, is take the ball, go one way, and cut back against the grain.
Kenny Hill is the injured Giant.
Kenny Hill coming up from his strong safety spot, Verne, to put the lick on Walker.
Kenny Hill tried to make the tackle on Herschel Walker, then got help from Kennard, and let's see what happened.
You're sitting down at ground level. This is Walker coming straight at you, and one of the problems that Hill made was that Walker got his shoulder up underneath Hill's shoulder pads and chin, and he was able to deliver the blow instead of Kenny Hill being able to deliver the blow. It was Walker. Do you go down in his legs? Or do you go, macho man? I'm going to take him on and knock him down if I can.
Adrian White will come on to take his place.
I would macho man.
Never forget last
I'd roll
week.
at his ankles. Forget that upper body stuff.
There's Kenny Hill being helped out. Tried to make the tackle up high. Terry and I were talking with Michael Stewart of the Rams last week, a strong safety, and asked about trying to tackle big men like Ironhead Hayward in that case, or Herschel Walker. Stewart said the first thing you do is look around for immediate help. Waddell trotting, and that's a good sign for the Cowboys. 1st and 10, Dallas. 3-0 New York. And Fleur going deep left side. Overthrows Alexander. It'll be 2nd and 10. Terry mentioned it at the outset. Ballore had his best game of the year against Philadelphia 2 weeks ago, and then came back and had a horrid performance last week against Phoenix, 9 of 31.
And the only problem with that is of course, confidence. Everybody has owned Ballore, but he's a young quarterback. He's only played it really what's equivalent to a year, and it may take him another 2 or 3 years. As a matter of fact, the Cowboy team might be ready to win long before he is.
5.5 to go first quarter. Double tight end set for the Cowboys. Timmy Newsome is not active today, out with an injury, the fullback. And this is Herschel.
Verne, I have to believe that Walker read the wrong thing, because Thornton Chandler, number 89, a backup tight end, he came down inside to double up on the nose tackle with Bob White, and Walker automatically went out to the right side, so he didn't get into the hip pocket of the pulling tight end, Thornton Chandler.
Prevent defense comes in for New York on 3rd down. The Cowboys 0 of 2 on 3rd down conversions early in the game. And Ballore has Walker by his side on 3rd and 7. 3-0 Giants lead. Stunts by the Giants line, and Ballore fumble. Giants have it. Lawrence Taylor stripped Ballore of the ball. And this one will not be reviewed on replay. George Martin recovers it.
Actually, what's going to happen is Ballore looks at the coverage and then decides that everyone's covered. He should tuck the ball away and run. When he gets through the line of scrimmage, he has the ball hanging down in his right hand, doesn't have it in the carry position, and therefore he has no control over the ball, and it's very easy for it to be knocked out. Now notice again, Ballore, check his eyes. He's looking downfield, covered. Okay, here I go. This is what I do best, but the ball is not pulled into his body, so therefore it's easy for a defensive end to knock it out.
That's the first Cowboy fumble they've lost in the last 4 games. Split backs from the 22. And they give it to Joe Morris. There's the cutback run. And he's down inside the 20. Gary Cobb, number 59, made the tackle.
I think this is the type of running, the style of running that we can see today from the Giants, because as they send men in motion, the Cowboys will slant to that side, therefore allowing their backs to go that way and then cut back against the grain.
2nd down and 6. Sims, nice defensive play, no flag, and in the end zone, away from the play made by Robert Williams, Maurice Carthen absolutely by himself.
Well, Sims Sims has a read. All quarterbacks inside this territory, inside the 30, you have distinct reads you have to stay with. Notice Sims' head looking to his left, picking up the combination routes, which is 2 players. He sees it, makes his decision, but the guy that came through was the first guy, Carson, right down the middle.
Out of the shotgun now on 3rd down from the 19.
Cowboys showing blitz.
Here they come. Good job. At the 1. Lionel Manuel in front of Robert Williams. A 17-yard gain.
This is Bill Bates, the strong safety. He will go straight up the middle. Sims knows that he's going to have man coverage. That's great. That's all he needs to know. Adams picks up Bates, allowing Sims plenty of time to throw the perfect route, which is an in cut against man coverage. Good job.
4 times in 6 games, Lionel Manuel has caught passes for more than 100 yards against the Cowboys. 1st and goal, New York. Otis Anderson, no signal of a touchdown yet.
I'm always amazed in football when you bring in all those offensive linemen, you bring in an extra tight end to lead block or a guard at the wing position, and yet you still run at the strength of all these defenses, which is right up the middle. I always say to myself, play action passes or come out. Sims that time could very easily fake the handoff to Morris, Verne, and then walk around the right end zone wide open.
Think they might try it now?
No. No, I don't. I haven't been right all year.
High formation, they don't. And Anderson struggles and still no signal. He's not in. It'll be 3rd down. You think they might try it now?
No. It's a great call. I love it. And Sims, by his own admission, is a strong quarterback. He has good ability. He can get out and do those play action at the goal line. But it's the ideal place to do it, crossing everyone, because it's an automatic blitz. You get outside, run pass option. Yes, I think they'll do a run pass option right here. How's that?
You remember 2 weeks ago that Philadelphia beat the Cowboys with a sprint out, Cunningham to Anthony Tony. High formation.
2 wide receivers, too.
There's Carthen. Nope, they hand it off to Anderson. Touchdown. But they didn't go straight up the middle.
No, they did not. They handed the ball deep and curved around.
Anderson's 3rd touchdown of the year. This set up on the fumble recovery by George Martin. And McFadden on for the extra point that would give the Giants a 10-0 lead. Otis Anderson, a 1-yard touchdown on 3rd down, 2:36 to go, 1st quarter. It's another full house at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford on a spectacular November afternoon. We've been blessed with great weather for this Cowboy-Giant encounter. And Dallas has fallen behind by a count of 10-0. That's Mike Pope, the tight end coach, and just behind him, Otis Anderson. Giants got a McFadden field goal of 37 yards. And then the plague of the Cowboys this year, turnovers. That was their 5th fumble they've lost this year when George Martin recovered, but they are minus 11 in turnovers. And the Giants go 22 yards in 6 plays and get the touchdown from Anderson. Verne Lundquist, Terry Bradshaw, as the Giants and the Cowboys meet for the 2nd time this year. Kelvin Martin comes right and is wrestled out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Tackle made by Mark Collins, number 25. Cowboys have not been able to move it. They ran 4 plays in a punt after beginning at the 25, then at their own 24 plays in a punt. And Kelvin Martin took a kickoff and stepped out of bounds at the 7. 5 plays later, Steve Pallure fumbled, and the Dallas Cowboys are down by 10. Interesting, this whole losing cycle for Dallas began here 2 years ago, November 2nd, 1986. They came into this game 6-2. They proceeded to lose their final 5 that year. Here's Pallure across the middle, incomplete. into double coverage for Steve Bolson. Ballore had to replace Danny White on that November afternoon in 1986, and the Cowboys lost that game 17-14. They've only won 8 games since then. Been a tough stretch.
It's important, Verne, right now for Ballore to have something good happen to him. He needs to get a completion, any type of completion, get his confidence going, settle him down. With the thing he's got going for him, he had a great game the last time, over 280 yards against these Giants. That will work in his favor.
Toss to Walker. He gets a terrific block from Doug Cosby, and Walker is out of bounds up near the 27. Kenny Hill with the tackle. Herschel Walker is now, the Cowboys are 5-2 when Walker rushes for 100 yards. They're doing that now for Herschel like they used to do for Tony Dorsett. But here's the key factor for the Cowboys. Dorsett has been traded. They're 2-0 when Dorsett rushes for 100 yards with Denver. 3rd and 3.
Dorsett probably wondering, when am I going to get away from all this?
No way. Eric Dorsey. 4th down. And Saxon's on the punt for the 3rd time. Bill McConkey waits for it again at the 28-yard line, so the Giants should come out of this in good shape. 1:44 to go first quarter, 10-0 Giants. Nice and high. McConkey at the 26. And Steve DiOssi, who centered the ball, is the first man down, and then a flag goes down. Here's Johnny Greer against Ellis. And Phil Simms comes back on. 3 of 8 for 30 yards in the early going.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Late hit number 40.
Phil Simms had to alter his throwing motion because of the play here at Giant Stadium.
Well, there's so much wind here, and what Simms came in, he realized to really throw the ball effectively, he had to have a tight spiral. So he cocks his wrist here, and then he rolls it off his fingers, tight spiral, and he believes it helps him throw against the wind.
See if he does it on deep throw this time, left side, caught. Lionel Manuel at the Cowboy 41 in front of Robert Williams.
Let's watch Simms. Notice how he will cup his right hand on top of the football and then roll it out of his fingers. There are a lot of ways to throw a football. Most quarterbacks snap their wrist, but notice how he'll set it and then draw it back and then just rolls it right out of his hand, turns the right hand on top and then rolls it out.
And he finds Manuel for a first down at the 41, final minute of the first quarter. Otis Anderson slips another tackle. Flag is down. Everson Walls make the tackle, but they might get Eric Moore for holding on a running play. That drives coaches nuts.
Passing plays, you don't mind it so much because 9 times out of 10, the hold will save your quarterback's hide. But on a running play, that's a no-no.
I'm chuckling because here's Johnny Greer.
Holding. 60 offense. Still first down.
That is Eric Moore. Bill Parcells told us yesterday, with just a bit of anguish in his voice, I'll guarantee you we're going to get at least one holding call on a running play tomorrow. Well, he was right.
Well, he's got his one holding play, so he got it out of the way. It's over with, first quarter. Now he's got it. You know, you finish those things off, because in your mind, a coach says, we're going to get it. Well, there you are, coach. You got it.
First down and 20 from the 50. 32 seconds to go, first quarter. Moad starts in motion, play fake. Screen pass, right side. Zeke Moab, 2 blockers in front. all the way to the 39-yard line. Walls with the tackle.
You love to catch defenses in the right coverage, and that time the Giants caught the Cowboys in a zone, meaning nobody man for man on Zeke Mowatt, the tight end. Great call, allowed to set up a screen, showed the pass, dropped it off. Good job.
Giants are going after their 4th win in a row, and they're well on their way with a 10-0 lead. We began quarter number 2. The Cowboy offensive line huddled with Jim Erkenbeck. Dallas down 10-0. A 1-yard touchdown run by Otis Anderson after a fumble recovery made by George Martin. That's Bob White and Kevin Gogan talking with Jim Erkenbeck.
Well, that guy's a load, that Kevin Gogan. Saw him the other day in the Cowboy locker room. He's huge, talking to Rusick about going bass fishing, and I don't know a bass boat that will hold him.
10-0 Giants. They have a 2nd down and 8. And here comes the blitz from Bates, and perfectly delivered. Williams makes the tackle on Lionel Manuel. It'll be 3rd and 3. Sims quickly got rid of the ball with Bill Bates right in his face.
If there's one safety blitz that a quarterback will love to see, it's one that comes off from the outside, because by the time the safety sprints that 15 yards to the quarterback, that allows the quarterback time to recognize it and then deliver the football. But if Bates gets up in the middle of the offensive line and comes, then he has a direct line to the quarterback. Therefore, the quarterback has to throw off a bad foot, consequently interceptions.
Be 3rd and 3. Bill Parcells and Phil Simms will chat about this play because the Giants have called timeout. 32 to go first half. Giants lead the Cowboys 10-0. That puts New York ahead of their game plan. 6-11 for Phil Simms, 61 yards. The Giants 7 points off the 1 turnover, the fumble by Steve Fuller. The Cowboys have been held to 36 yards of offense, and the Giants have 93. And out of the shotgun now on 3rd down from the Cowboys' 33-yard line. Dallas is not blitzing. They're sending 4. Sims back, left side, tipped and knocked down by Michael Downs. And it'll be 4th down. Intended for Zeke Mowatt. Michael Downs.
I'm sorry, Verne. Had Sims been able to get the ball to Mowatt, there was not a soul around Mowatt who had run a crossing route. Sims had gotten him the football. He was running for big yardage.
Now Paul McFadden, who is on to try this 51-yard or 50-yard field goal. We'll see what they call it officially. He is 0 of 1. He tried a 58-yarder last week and told Parcells he couldn't make it. This officially will be 50 yards. Maybe. Yes, sir! Watch Paul McFadden watch the kick.
Is it? I'm not sure. Yes. I wonder if he told Parcells, I can't make that one either. Because that takes all the pressure off a kicker. When you go over to your coach and you say, I can't make that kick, and he says, oh, okay, don't worry about it. Just do your best, which is what Parcells told him when he tried the 58-yarder.
Bill Parcells has Raul Allegre and Paul McFadden on the roster. Allegre is inactive today. He also has 2 punters. One is on injured reserve, Sean Landetta. But Bill said he's going to keep both those place kickers on the roster for the rest of the year. He has no intention of cutting either one.
Going to keep them on the roster and then let them fight it out next year in training camp, and may the best guy win.
Cowboys come in 2-7, and they now trail 13-0 to the Giants. The last time the Dallas Cowboys lost 6 games in succession in a single season was 1960. And they're in danger of doing that right now. Cornell Burbage. Tackle made at the 24-yard line by Lee Rousson. A 23-yard return, and McFadden happily heads toward the bench. Too Tall Jones. Talk about a man who's never missed a game in his career, and right next to him, Randy White, 14-year veterans.
That's 2 of the mainstays in the great years of the Cowboys. I've played against both of those gentlemen a great number of times, and the respect that the Steelers had for those 2, where we primarily directed our entire blocking scheme around Too Tall and around Randy White.
Dallas with 36 yards of total offense. Herschel Walker has every one of them. 31 on the ground, 5 pass receiving. Kelvin Martin is the man in motion. Walker to the 39-yard line. And Terry Kennard made the tackle, a 16-yard gain.
A running game that is successful against the Giants. The Giants run 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, and once the running back clears the linebackers, then he's into the secondary. The linebackers are responsible for making the tackles on the run. They did not do a good job then. Walker's into the secondary, and that is a no-no. You do not want Walker running loose against your secondary.
Herschel Walker, 47 yards rushing now. The Giants, a total of 38. Valor, Kelvin Martin, incomplete. Pass a little too high. It'll be 2nd and 10. Right now, let's go back across the river and find out what's going on with Brent Musburger.
It's power football for the Chicago Bears. Tomczak handing off to Sanders. He'll blast his way in. Extra point is good. Bears lead for the first time, 7-3 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Back to Verne.
All right, Brent, our score 13-0. The Cowboys with a 2nd down and 10. By the way, Dave Wydell is back in at left tackle, injured in the first quarter. High formation.
Floor reach blitz.
And audibles. Left side, Ray Alexander slips and falls, no gain. Right in front of Perry Williams. Alexander's been on a streak for the Cowboys, 5 receptions a week ago. Dallas showing some surprising depth at the wide receiver spot. Kelvin Edwards and Michael Irvin were the starters at the beginning of the year. Both have been injured, and Alexander and Kelvin Martin have come on and played well. Now they go with 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 11. Ray Alexander, first time Dallas has been across midfield. That is a first down at the Giant 43.
Alexander at the bottom of your screen. 87. Going down, coming back inside. And the real key to the success was the fact that the linebacker, Gary Reasons, took the first man crossing, which was Kelvin Martin, opened up a big hole for Alexander.
Herschel Walker, right side. Near the 40-yard line. And Thornton Chandler gets into an exchange of words and some gestures. No play. Chandler has really replaced Doug Cosby as the starting tight end for the Cowboys now. Cosby playing with a sore Achilles tendon, and Chandler the hope of the future at that position. Has had some problems hanging on to the ball. He's got 9 receptions for 84 yards for the year. 2nd and 8. 13-0, Giants lead. Play fake. Valor, man wide open, and Kelvin Martin somehow hangs on.
Verne, this is the exact same pass the Cowboys opened the game up with. Valor making a deep play-action pass and then throwing the takeoff route, the streak route, to Martin. Notice Martin on Collins. Collins comes up, tries to make a jam, looking in at the quarterback. The play-action freezes him, allows Martin to get in behind him, and an outstanding catch and concentration, knowing that Kenny Hill, the strong safety, was going to unload on him.
That's a gain of 16. Dallas first down at the 24. Todd Fowler, the fullback, in front of Herschel Walker. And Walker runs into a wall of blue at the 25-yard line.
The theme of this game is the fact that the Cowboys have not learned how to win. They've literally, the last 2 games, as we said, given those games away in the 4th quarter. But now, contrary to that, Verne, they're down 13 points. Still, they have to learn how to win. They have to overcome being down in a visiting team's place.
2nd and 11. And the Giants use their second timeout. Johnny Greer indicates Giant timeout. That's their second of 3. And Steve Pelor will use this opportunity to talk it over with Tom Landry. 13-0. Giants lead. 10:39 to go first half. Tom Landry's Dallas Cowboys now inside the 25 for the first time in the ball game. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and they've chewed 3:43 off the clock. Important first half possession.
Important, and also play-action passes right now are a poor choice because of you have to worry about Lawrence Taylor.
4-man rush. Play action. Herschel Walker is out of bounds at the 15.5-yard line.
Good call.
And they did a good job on Lawrence Taylor on that play.
Well, I think everybody attempts or directs all their blocking schemes at Lawrence Taylor, but the point I'm trying to make here is that now we're inside the 20-yard line. Now the play picks up at least 30%. Everything now will be quicker. The quarterback has to read the defenses quicker, has to throw the ball quicker.
3rd and 1, Dallas trailing by 13. That's Cosby in motion. Walker. Fumble. Giants football. That is the first time this year the Dallas Cowboys have lost 2 fumbles in a single game.
Nothing fancy here. Cosby in motion, turn around, give to Walker, and it's a great call. Walker obviously would have had the first down, but while in the air, Carson knocks the ball loose and makes the recovery.
Harry Carson, the 13-year veteran. And the Giants take over at their own 15-yard line. Otis Anderson out to the 25. Vince Albritton makes the tackle.
Anderson gives you a different type of runner. You bring in Joe Morris, who's a slasher and a cutback artist. Then you come in with a bigger back. You hit with the little guy, counterpunch with the little guy, and then you knock him out with Otis Anderson. 2 different backs, 2 different styles of running. Defensively,
Terry, the Cowboys have now made a change. Michael Downs is out of the game, and Albritton is playing at that free safety spot. 2nd down and 1. Carthen in motion. Otis Anderson skips out of a tackle. And Walls brings him down to 34. First down, New York.
Another fine job, rookie right tackle Doug Reisenberg coming down inside. You're going to see Carthon with a lead block, and then Anderson flat to the line of scrimmage, parallel to it, and then turns up the field. And the outside linebackers, Verne, in this case Ron Burton, they are in charge of sealing things off and forcing everything back inside. That time, Burton got hooked, allowing Anderson outside.
That's a gain of 10 for Otis Anderson. First down, New York at the 34. Giants lead 13-0. And Anderson goes over left guard, cuts it back a little bit, and into the arms of Ed Jones.
I'm a little bit surprised at really the direction that the Giants have taken their running game, because they've actually run more to the right over Eric Moore, the right guard, and Doug Reisenberg, the right tackle. And now they counter that by going over to their veterans, William Roberts and Billy Ard. So to prove to the Cowboys that they are not afraid of these youngsters, they've done very well here in the first half running.
2nd down and 5. Bill Sims 6 of 12 for 61 yards. Play fake. And Sims left side, wide open, Lionel Manuel. Williams was a good 5 yards away. And it would appear that Manuel is going to have another big day against the Cowboys. That is a gain of 23.
Well, one of the real secrets for reading coverages is the quarterback must isolate the strong safety. Number 40 is Bill Bates. He is extremely close to the line of scrimmage, and when you key on him, notice he's going straight back. That tells Sims, my guy on the outside is man for man covered by William Roberts, and that's a mismatch.
Interesting, you saw Manuel slip and then get up. Gain of 23 after he made the catch. First down at the 38. And again, a play fake in the face of a blitz. And Sims has to hurry because Jim Jeffcoat and Bill Bates were about to get to it.
Follow the strong safety. Whenever in doubt of a coverage, quarterbacks just look at the strong safety. Now look at his position on the outside, lined up tight, and now he blitzes, trying to get around that time Carthon, the fullback. But we've seen him drop off. Now we've seen him blitz. I wonder what he'll do this time.
Well, we'll keep our eye on him. Bill Bates, interesting, had a groin pull last week. And at halftime of the game with Phoenix, they gave him acupuncture treatment in the dressing room. And he said it helped. Second down, here's Sims. Pumps once, deep left side over Williams. Out of bounds. Stephen Baker. And a flag is down at the 12-yard line.
Obviously, this was one of those times that Phil Sims wanted to gamble.
Illegal contact. 23 defense. First down.
That's Robert Williams with a chuck outside the 5-yard zone. Williams, the second-year man, who has played for the most part quite well this year. He had one terrible outing against Atlanta's Stacey Bailey when he gave up 163 yards and receptions to Bailey. That was in a Dallas win. First and 10 now after the penalty at the 33. Otis Anderson down near the 30-yard line. Don't forget, this is a doubleheader day on CBS, and coming up next, most of you will see an important game between the New Orleans Saints and the Washington Redskins. Others will watch San Francisco against Phoenix. That begins at 4 o'clock Eastern time this afternoon. Doubleheader on CBS. That's for all of you except those who live in the New York metro area. Second down. Lee Roussan comes in as Tom Landry looks on. 13-0 Giants lead, 2nd and 8. Manuel in motion. No blitz. Into the flat for Otis Anderson. And another missed tackle by the Cowboys gives Anderson an additional 4 yards. He's down to the 25. It'll be 3rd and 2 yards. Gary Cobb caught up with it.
Good read that time, Phil Sims. As you look at Cobb, turning around, looking to the right side, looking at his receivers, realized they were all covered. He turns around to the left, and Cobb had dropped back so deep that allowed Sims to throw to his back and let his back get into the linebackers and picks up 6 yards. So that's smart reading by a veteran quarterback.
6 minutes to go first half. Sims 8 of 15. 3rd and 2. Cowboys have not been blitzing much inside the 30 in recent weeks. Hand off to Anderson. That's good for a 1st and 10. The Giants have got to be a little surprised because they've had so much trouble scoring in recent weeks. And here they are up by 13 and look like they might get at least 3 out of this possession.
When you talk to the Giants, Anderson going out looks like he's hurt his hand, Verne. But when you talk to the Giants, they talk about the Viking game in their Super Bowl season when Sims converted a 4th and 21. They're looking at this game as maybe we just need one game to get us over the hump. Right now with 13-point lead, they have to feel good about their performance.
Sims back. Had receivers open and didn't see them. Now he throws it away. And he had receivers all over the field.
That's one of the problems. You take a kid to a candy store and say, go ahead and have a field day. They can't make their mind up. And that time, Sims had Manuel wide open, plus he had Carthon coming out of the backfield wide open in the end zone. And Phil just simply could not make his mind up. Here's Manuel down the center. Look at Bates underneath him. Now, this is good coverage. Now, notice Walls turns him loose. Manuel comes open. Too many people open. Gosh, that drives you crazy because you love those touchdown passes and you're down here in the area where you can really get them and you have a shot and you mess it up.
2nd and 10. Navarro in motion. On the rollout, Bill Sims goes deep for Stephen Baker. Touchdown. The New York Giants have trailed at the half in their last 3 games and have come from behind to win each. They're about to go up 20-zip as McFadden is on for the extra point.
First, the Giants lose Mark Ingram, then they lose Odessa Turner, which gives Stephen Baker, number 85, an opportunity to shine. He's matched up against the best man-for-man cover guy in the league. Notice the little outside move to freeze up Walls. Walls turns around and loses his speed at the same time he turns his shoulder, allowing Baker to beat him and make the catch.
Two years ago, Stephen Baker was a 3rd-round draft choice of the Giants. The Cowboys wanted to draft him, and they thought they had arranged a trade with Denver to move up, but time expired, and New York took Baker. And here's Cornell Burbage out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And that last Giants scoring drive, 85 yards following the Herschel Walker fumble, and the recovery at the 15, 10 plays, 5:34. Sims to Baker for the touchdown.
And I think it would be a big mistake on behalf of the Giants are their fans to think that this 20-0 score is an indication of how the game will end up, because historically the Cowboys and the Giants, especially over the last 4 years, have played it right down to the wire.
Steve Ballore has Walker behind him. They hand it off to Walker, and he doesn't get much. Carl Banks makes the tackle. Cowboys have had difficulties in the second quarter, and they trail now 20-0. This has been their most disastrous 15-minute period.
I'll say this. I believe that when a young quarterback's football team is this far behind, I think it takes the pressure off of him. I believe Steve Ballore now should just relax, have a grand old time, and let the good times roll. Because in my mind, it's thinking, hey, we're behind, big deal. I'll have some fun.
5 of 11 for 50 at 2nd down and 9. Right side, flag is down. Cosby makes the catch, but this play might be wiped out with a holding call. Bring it back.
Kevin Gogan called for holding. One of the things that's happened with the Giants, Verne, is that they're now bringing in substitutions. Eric Howard is at nose tackle. George Martin is at defensive end. And the only one that's mainstay that's still in there is Leonard Marshall. So they have fresh linemen coming in, expecting the Cowboys to pass, so they get those fresh horses in there to put the pressure on him.
It'll be 2nd down and 19 as Bob White gets over the ball. 3:57 to go before halftime. Ballore with a play-action pass. And Lawrence Taylor gets it. That is another fumble. And the Giants get it. Herschel Walker blocking Lawrence Taylor.
A superstar runner against a superstar pass rusher. Lawrence Taylor gets around Walker. Now the question again, Verne, would be, is Ballore's shoulder in motion?
Recall that on the opening series of this ball game, Ballore apparently lost a fumble, but the replay official said no. He was passing the ball. This time, no replay. third Cowboy fumble of the first half. Giants have it first and goal. Joe Morris. That's for a gain of a couple.
Your play selection changes drastically, Verne, inside the 20, and Phil Simms will tell you that when they get inside the 20, their arsenal is very limited. It's very restricted. You can't throw the passes you threw out in the open field. There's not enough territory, and there's a 12th defensive back on the field, and that's the back of the end zone.
Lionel Manuel goes left side. Baker is wide right. From the 6, second down and goal. Touchdown. Stephen Baker's second catch for a TD.
The real credit here goes to the offensive line because the intended receivers are to Simms' left. Now he notices they're covered, has enough time to turn around and pick up the third receiver, which is Baker.
The extra point is no good. But the score remains 26-0. 3 fumbles lost by Tom Landry's team in the first half. And on the sidelines, Kevin Sweeney is warming up for Dallas.
Well, there was some question as to whether or not Tom Landry would play Sweeney, and he said if the time allowed, when the game was not still in control, still with an opportunity to win, that yes, he would go to Sweeney. Now with a 26-0 lead, maybe he feels like put the young man in there and see if he can give us a spark.
That is Scott Secules, the number 3 quarterback in the ball club, as Sweeney has just completed warming up. Now, I don't know that he's going in, but he was throwing passes. This is Secules, the 6th round draft choice of this year.
Well, Verne, with 3 minutes left, I would have to say he is. It makes no sense to warm him up now. If you're going to use him in the second half, you would warm him up at halftime, but to warm him up now, to not play him, I don't think, logic tells me he's going in.
Danny White talking with Ray Alexander. Here's the kick. Kelvin Martin at the 5. A flag is down back at the 15. Neil Gugamos made the tackle.
Well, when it rains, it pours, and what's going to happen now is Steve Folsom, 85, is going to be called for an illegal block in the back.
There will not be a quarterback change on this possession either. Steve Pallure is getting ready to come back in.
Illegal block. Number 85, receiving team. First down.
Here is Steve Pallure, who has been the subject, Terry, of a lot of criticism in the Dallas area. Would you make the change now with the team down 26-0?
Well, I would think that Steve would understand the change, and this probably wouldn't have as devastating effect on him if he were pulled in the 4th quarter. I think he would understand it and probably could accept it more now than he could later on in the game.
If there is going to be a change, though, it won't come on this possession because Pallure is back in there. Walker. That's a loss back near the 5. Cowboys have not been fumbling the football so far in 1988. They had lost only 4 in the first 9 games. They've lost 3 in the first half. Pallure twice and Herschel Walker once.
And it's been where they've lost the fumbles that has hurt the Cowboys.
That's caught up near the 14-yard line by the tight end, Thornton Chandler, right in front of Pepper Johnson. And we've got the 2-minute warning. Giants, Stephen Baker with 2 touchdown catches. The Cowboys have lost 3 fumbles thus far in the first half. Ed Too Tall Jones this afternoon is playing in his 202nd consecutive game for the Dallas Cowboys. And he must be wondering what in the world is going on. Well, the easy answer is fumbles. 4 wide receivers for the Cowboys. 3rd and 3. That's good to Ray Alexander at the 30-yard line. Mark Collins makes the grab.
Kept my eye on Plur that time to watch and see if anything is affecting him, especially the score. And the real key is that Plur stood in there, read his coverage, kept his feet planted firmly, and delivered the football as if they've got a 50-0 lead. And to me, that tells me a lot, because I want to see how this guy reacts under pressure, and I want to see how he reacts when he's down. Every situation that a quarterback can go through, he must experience before he can become a complete quarterback in the National Football League.
It'll be 1st and 10, Dallas at the 30. Marshall's pressuring him. Alexander has the ball, and that'll be a 1st down at the 41. Terry Kennard with the tackle.
Smart play by Plur. He got out of the pocket that time, and early in the season he was running, pulls up this time and throws a completion.
To go first half. Plur, 2nd consecutive completion to Ray Alexander. The Cowboys with a 1st down at the 42.
All right, we got 1:05 going in this first half. Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts, and that is plenty of time. 2 timeouts remaining. They have plenty of time, Plur does, to move the ball down, work the sidelines, or even throw it over the middle. There's plenty of time to move it down and score.
1st and 10 from the 42. Stunts by the Giants defensive line, and Plur is down at the 48-yard line. Tackle made by Tom Flynn, number 28. They'll go without the huddle, trying to get something, anything on the board before going into the halftime, trailing currently by 26. That's a busted play. It looked like it, maybe not. Looked like he was going to shovel it forward to Herschel Walker. It may have been a fake shovel pass. At any rate, that's a 1st down as Walker makes the catch. Coming up at the half, Brent Irv and Dick Butkus with all the scores and highlights. And the last time you saw George Rogers was in the Super Bowl with Washington. The former Heisman Trophy winner is now out of football. The Reserve Cross discovered he's off on a new career in real estate. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. That's coming up at halftime.
Well, George Rogers, he certainly churned up a lot of real estate, didn't he? First with those Saints and then with the Redskins.
Been a Giant kind of day. The sun broke out this morning after it rained heavily yesterday, and it's certainly shining on the Giants as they lead by 26. Incomplete, intended for Walker.
One of the things is a veteran quarterback for playing for the Cowboys. Now, I'd say that was White in there. White would have taken the short routes because he had 2 receivers wide open for 10-yard gains. But the young, aggressive thinking of Plur, this is why he gets in a lot of trouble, is I'm going to go by the short stuff, and I'm going to force in the deep stuff. And you have to learn to take what they give you. The big stuff comes.
How much empathy, Terry, do you have for the kind of problems Plur is encountering right now?
Verne, I have been there. I have been there more than once in my career as a player, and you never stop relearning old lessons.
Safety valve pass to Herschel Walker, and he's down at the 41-yard line. Tackle made by Sheldon White, number 39. The Cowboys now use their 2nd timeout.
Another classic example of Steve Plur staring downfield, trying to get the big play. When he had Walker earlier, he could have gotten the ball to Herschel. Herschel could have gotten 10 or 15 yards, and then could have gotten out of bounds and saved the timeout. But he's young. He doesn't understand the real theory of behind the 2-minute offense. And once he does, he's going to be fine. But he's getting the best education, the best experience in the world. And I know the Cowboy fans are just dying with him. But, hey, listen, this is the only way he's going to learn.
I know that back in the Dallas area, because there's been so much speculation about Plur's status as a starting quarterback, they're wondering if Kevin Sweeney might play in this kind of game. Would it be your guess that he ultimately will?
I think so. If the game, I would think we would see Sweeney in the second half, possibly even late in the third quarter, if the Cowboys don't get some touchdowns.
3rd and 4. Walker drops the ball. And a flag is thrown at the 35-yard line because one of the Cowboy offensive linemen was downfield illegally.
Well, that's a delayed throwback screen to Walker, and it took so long that the lineman actually thought the play was already in progress and went downfield to help block, but that was before Plur had ever thrown the ball. That makes sense.
It does to me. But then I've been hanging around with you a long time.
The old receiver downfield, number 65, number 68 offense. Still 3rd down.
Well, they doubled their pleasure. Crawford Kerr and Bob White.
You know, there's a little voice work that goes on here between the lineman and the back. The back is to catch the ball and then holler, go, or block, and that triggers the lineman to go downfield and block, and evidently that time either Walker did not holler block or the lineman just simply did not hear him.
3rd and 14 with 18 seconds left in the half. Plur is hit as he lets it go. Lawrence Taylor was right at his waist. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cowboys go for it on 4th down, the way these things have gone for them.
Amazing Lawrence Taylor did that time to Darrell Smith, the left tackle. Absolutely got underneath Darrell Smith, a huge offensive tackle, and drove him 10 yards into Plur. Amazing.
Now they will not go for it. Mike Saxon is on to punt. And Phil McConkey, not really sold on the idea of a punt, is only 20 yards downfield. He's at the 35. Manny Hendricks. And that's a nice play, and the ball is down at the 3-yard line. A critical SEC battle next Saturday on CBS Sports. The War Eagle cry will resound as Tracy Rocker leads the Auburn defensive unit against Georgia. The Bulldogs will be led by junior running sensation Tim Worley. It's next Saturday, Georgia against Auburn on CBS Sports. That ought to be a dandy. That Auburn defense is really outstanding.
Pat Dye always puts together a great football team at Auburn, primarily with his defense, and now with that slack at quarterback, they light it up.
For the first time in 4 games, the Giants have a lead at the half. That's the end of the half. They've got a big one. Our score is 26-0. Giant crowd enjoying the ball game thus far as the Giants lead 26-0. They're looking for their 4th win in a row and a chance to go 7-3 in the division. And the Cowboys will kick off as we open the second half. That's a short kick by Roger Rizek. And Kenny Hill lets it go to Neil Gugamos. He's back to the 20, out to the 30, and down at the 35. Kevin Sweeney warming up on the Cowboy bench. Steve Plur was also warming up, but now Plur puts the jacket back on, and a change might be in the offing now as Sweeney is talking with Tom Landry. And if Sweeney does come in, it will be the first time he has played in a regular season game other than the strike games of a year ago. 1st and 10 New York in the meantime, leading by 26. Joe Morris knocked down at the 36-yard line by Kevin Brooks. Bring you up to date on halftime stats. Turnovers, of course, the key. The average field position because of those turnovers. Cowboys have started at their own 19. The Giants near midfield. The total yardage about the same. 3 turnovers, all fumbles. And the Giants have gotten 20 points off of turnovers. They lead it by 26 and have a 2nd down and 9. Sims deep across the middle, incomplete. Gene Lockhart was back with Bill Bates.
You can notice that Phil Sims was extremely disappointed with the route that Bavaro had run that time. You know, something that is interesting that Sims told me, and I really admire him for saying this because all quarterbacks experience it. They just don't say it. He said, one of the things I got to be careful of this week is I don't want to get cabin fever, and Parcells accused me of cabin fever. That means cabin fever feels the heat and he starts throwing the football too soon. That's a lack of poise. Cabin fever may have been there the last play.
And he said it happened to him twice this year, once against the Rams and once against Detroit. Here's Sims chased out by Kevin Brooks. Pulls up, fires it short, and it's intercepted. Michael Downs gets the interception. That is only the 6th interception of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. It's Albrecht instead of Downs, 36.
Well, Brooks forces Sims out of the pocket. Now, Sims gets outside, but notice his delivery. He has to take the ball and throw it sidearm because Jeffcoat is there. He throws it sidearm underneath Jeffcoat's outstretched arms. The ball's batted up in the air, and Michael Downs is in the right spot at the right time.
And it was Michael Downs, and here is Kevin Sweeney. His first snap in a regular season game other than the strike games of a year ago. Walker. And Herschel Walker is spilled at the 40-yard line. Carl Banks makes the tackle.
I think the offense for Sweeney starting out early will be a Walker-oriented offense. I believe that they'll hand the ball off. He will anyway. Hand the ball off to Walker and kind of get a feel for the game, and then he'll start throwing the football. And I would expect him to throw the ball short because Lawrence Taylor has really been riding hard on the quarterback. Short passes.
Kevin Sweeney, a late-round draft choice out of Fresno State, where he once threw touchdown passes to Stephen Baker. Now on the roll. And throws it away incomplete. Eric Dorsey draped all over it. Kevin Sweeney's dad, Jim Sweeney, a long-time successful college coach. He's been around football all of his life and was a record setter at Fresno State.
Well, Landry loves this guy. He says this guy can really sling that apple. He's got an arm like Staubach. He can really gun it down the field, and you forget that he's maybe 5'11" or whatever, you know. But the fact is you fall in love with his arm because it is one of those rockets.
3rd and 7. 4-man rush by the Giants. And Sweeney is in the grasp and control. So that will go as a sack back at the 50-yard line. Eric Howard gets credit for the tackle.
Lawrence Taylor's coming top of your screen, number 56, coming in right now. Inside, he beats the left tackle Smith that time, and Sweeney has to say to himself now, okay, now I'm in the National Football League and I've been hit by the very best.
I've got to ask you, since you had empathy for Steve Ballure, how much empathy do you have for Kevin Sweeney?
Well, right now, quite a bit. Beautiful kick. Whoa!
Fair catch called, and it goes into the end zone and will come out to the 20. That's a 50-yard punt, but it will come out to the 20-yard line where the Giants have it, 1st and 10. 12:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Giants up 26-0. They've got the ball for the 2nd time in this half. Sims intercepted by Michael Downs last time out, but the Cowboys with Kevin Sweeney in the controls for the first time could not move it. And now Phil Sims, who is 10 of 20 for 119. And the Giants with a huge lead at halftime. First time they've led in the last 4 games. And they have been a dominant second half team the last 2 or 3 games. Here's Joe Morris, and Kevin Brooks collapses on him. Don't forget, coming up next on CBS, game 2 of our doubleheader. Very important ball game between the New Orleans Saints and the Washington Redskins at RFK. Others of you will watch the San Francisco Phoenix ball game. That's all of you except those in the New York metropolitan area. Game 2 of the doubleheader coming up next at 4 o'clock Eastern time on CBS Sports. 2nd and 10. Morris goes right in the sweep. Gets by Too Tall Jones and is knocked out of bounds near the 28-yard line by Bill Bates. Morris with 9 carries for 28 yards now. Billy Bates.
You know, one of the things Bates said he had to learn over the years was he made his name on special teams, and he admits that in practice he used to take those little extra shots to get the coach's attention. But now, starting, he said, one of the things I've had to guard against is that over-anxiety, that anxiousness to stick my nose in there, because these teams now are doing so much play action against me that I'm getting caught behind the runners.
3rd and 2, New York. And Joe Morris is stacked up. It'll be 4th down. Kevin Brooks was the first man who got there.
You know, Verne, I was looking at the stats, and the Giants have rushed for just 69 yards and passed for 113, and I'm under the impression they've had a whale of a day offensively. But the Cowboy defense, if you take away the 3 fumbles that gave the Giants the ball, the Cowboy defense has played outstanding football.
Billy Ard is the injured player, the starting left guard of the Giants, number 67. They will go to work in the right knee.
Pointing toward the inside. It has that brace on, that arthritic brace that so many linemen use. There's Art coming through. You can see him right through the line. Number 67 there leading the back, but his leg is left behind. His body went forward, and his leg was like trapped in and probably twisted it.
On the first half, Terry, we talked about the Cowboys' problems on the left side of their offensive line. The Giants have encountered problems on the right side. Carl Nelson out with an ankle injury, and Riesenberg took his place. Damian Johnson went out with back spasms. Eric Moore took his place. Now they might be hit on the left side as Billy Ard is down. Empire State Building in the background across the Hudson River. We are in East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the Giants lead 26-0 as they converted 3 fumble recoveries into field goals and touchdowns. Now Maury Buford on the punt on 4th and 1. High snap after all of that, and a high punt as well. Nice punt by Buford, and Kelvin Martin runs under it with a fair catch at the 30-yard line. That's a 42-yard punt for Buford. And the Cowboys will have Kevin Sweeney on for the second offensive series. Cowboy quarterbacks so far today, and this includes both Sweeney and Ballure, 3 sacks, 14 hurries, 6 balls knocked down. No interceptions so far, but that's the only thing that hasn't gone wrong.
And the 14 hurries is more impressive than the 3 sacks.
Bob White over the ball. Herschel Walker 8 yards back of Kevin Sweeney. Reverse. Lawrence Taylor.
Well, one of the real secrets here for Taylor's success is that he took a deep rush. Notice how deep he goes up the field. Notice all the way across the field now. He reads the reverse, and it forces the return man, Martin, go so deep. Gosh, you're looking at a 12-yard loss.
Officially, they have called it an 8-yard loss, 2nd and 18. Thornton Chandler goes tight to the left side. They toss it to Herschel Walker with Fowler in front, and now he's got Kennard and Collins to beat. And Kennard does a fine job in bringing Herschel Walker down after Walker's longest run of 88. That is a 38-yard gain.
Well, this is the first opportunity Walker has had to really explode into the secondary. Notice a fine job of blocking Chandler there on Taylor. Seals Taylor down inside. A good job by Fowler, the other fullback, kicking out, opening up a huge hole. And now Walker's into the secondary, but a smart tackle this time by Kennard is that he didn't try to tackle him with a hard tackle. He just grabbed on and rode him down.
Ball at the 40, 1st and 10, 26-0 Giants. Sweeney right side. That's caught by Michael Irvin, who in the first game this year between the two teams had 6 for 96 yards, but Irvin has been hampered by an ankle injury for the last 5 weeks.
Well, he's had an ankle injury, and we've said earlier with Martin and Alexander coming on so strong, Irvin now a third receiver. But the thing that Irvin brings to the Cowboys, as much as his athletic ability, this guy is a great, great receiver, is the fact that he also brings a charisma which the Cowboys have lacked over the last few years.
1st and 10 after the 12-yard Irvin catch. 26-0. New York leads it. Ray Alexander in motion. Slant pattern, Kelvin Martin. 1st and goal at the 6. A gain of 22.
Hey, now you're talking. Run some of those little quick slants, run away from those cornerbacks, set your quarterback up about 3 steps, allow Sweeney to get rid of the football. He will not be sacked. And if you want to run a route in the National Football League that's guaranteed to get open somewhere, it is a slant pattern.
1st and goal at the 6 as Sweeney has hit 2 in a row. Alexander goes left, Martin right. Even the crowd's getting back in this one now. Draw play, Walker. Down finally at the 1-yard line.
Play was slow developing. Crawford curved the right guard that time. Verne pulled and made a nice block. But by the time that Walker had got into the blocking area where Kerr was, it was too late. The defense had a chance to react and then trip up Walker.
One of those interesting little statistics for Herschel Walker for the year. He came in with 837 yards for the season, yet he has scored just 1 rushing touchdown this season. 2nd and goal at the 1. Third and goal at the 1. And I think back to your point in the first half when the Giants were in a similar situation. What do you think about play action?
What do you do? What do you run? Well, we had seen Walker go over top earlier and fumble the football. This time Walker stayed low. But we've got a quarterback here that's kind of giving this offense a little spark. And I think it would be pretty exciting if they do a little play action, a little crossing routes, and let's see if Sweeney can run with the football.
Play fake. Touchdown, Steve Folsom. That is only Folsom's 2nd catch this year. His 1st touchdown, and it's Kevin Sweeney's 1st touchdown.
Well,
they're going to fight for the ball.
The typewriters are now smoking as the quarterback controversy is now started in Dallas. Beautiful job by Sweeney. Beautiful play action. Excellent job. Throws everyone. Folsom got open.
Roger Ruzak on for the extra point. There was a fascinating little scenario as Sweeney and Folsom crossed. Sweeney wanted the ball. Folsom wouldn't give it to him. And somehow the extra point limps through. Steve Folsom catches his 1st touchdown pass in the NFL. And he does so from this man, Kevin Sweeney, the 2nd-year, 7th-round draft choice out of Fresno State, 26-7. 8:22 to go, 3rd quarter. Kevin Sweeney finds Steve Folsom a 1-yard touchdown toss, and now the Giants ready to return the kickoff. Kenny Hill out near the 30-yard line as the Giants get it for the 3rd time in this half. Right now, let's go back to our NFL Today studios. Here's Brent Musburger.
Verne, it's 4th and 1 for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Los Angeles Rams. Off a play fake, Cunningham's got Byers open. Touchdown. Philadelphia has taken the lead, 17-10. Back to Verne.
How about the Philadelphia Eagles? You like that matchup, though, with Cunningham against the Ram-Eagle defense.
Yes, the Rams have that Eagle defense, which is a pressure defense, and Cunningham is a quarterback that responds best against pressure.
1st down, and Sims will go back to throw. Left side. Incomplete for Lionel Manuel in front of Robert Williams.
Now, there's something very interesting to watch. I know it can be very misleading, 26-7, and to fall into a lull offensively, but the thing that can happen is if you don't get charged up about this thing, the Cowboys could conceivably get another touchdown and another one, and then the Giants have to go in offensively and turn the switch on and try to get juiced up again.
And that's something they've not been able to do so far this year. Sims 10 of 21. Rousson and Anderson come into the lineup now for the Giants. That's Lionel Manuel in motion. 2nd and 10. Blitz coming. Sims drops way back and throws it over the head of Otis Anderson.
The worst play to have against a blitz is a screen, because when you blitz, every receiver has someone covering them, and therefore the screen back, the guy that was going to catch the screen, has a guy on him. It's a dead horse. Just throw it away. Sims very wisely threw it away.
3rd and 10, New York. 5 of 10 on 3rd down conversion. Sims is 10 of 22 for 119. McConkey goes in motion. Stunts by the defensive line. Sims comes left. Knocked away. No flag. Robert Williams on Stephen Baker. And there is a flag in the offensive backfield. Holding New York. That'll be declined.
Now you see what's happening now. The Giants are not moving the football. They've gotten away from running.
Holding. 66 offense. Decline. 4th down.
William Roberts, but they've gotten away from those things, and now all of a sudden in and out. Two series in and out after 3 plays each.
That brings on Maury Buford and Kelvin Martin back at the 30-yard line to return it. There's Kelvin Martin. Flag is down again. Kelvin Martin at the 27. Gets a block from Folsom and is up near the 43-yard line. I think the Cowboys will have the option now because the Giants wideouts left early. And Tom Landry might opt to take the play because they've got it at the 42-yard line following the 15-yard return.
You bet. He'll decline this penalty.
42-yard punt, and Martin 15 on the return. Got a heck of a block from Steve Folsom.
Illegal motion. 36 kicking team. It's declined. 1st down.
Don't forget, next Saturday, one heck of a college football encounter. SEC critical battle between Georgia and Auburn, live at 2:30 Eastern time. That's next Saturday on CBS. The Auburn Tigers have one of the best defensive units in college football, and Georgia comes at them with an outstanding running game. Right now, 26-7, Kevin Sweeney behind Bob White. Herschel Walker and Todd Fowler in the backfield in the I. And Sweeney will throw. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ray Alexander, the intended receiver. Kevin Sweeney comes on his 2nd possession. They get a touchdown, and as you said, the phone lines to the talk shows in Dallas will be starting to light up already.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Sweeney writes a book on how to quarterback. Kevin Sweeney does milk commercials. Kevin Sweeney has his radio talk show. I can say it. He writes the article for the kids in Dallas Morning News and Times Herald. This is big day. This is big stuff. You can lead a team and score on your first possession.
2nd and 10. Draw play. Walker for 1. And Lawrence Taylor makes the tackle.
Looking at Taylor, his rush is so flat down the line of scrimmage, Verne, that draw plays will not work because draw plays take too long to develop. And there you're looking at Lawrence Taylor. He's actually in the hole before Walker gets there. So draw plays, throw them out the window. Those things are no good.
Cowboys are a modest 3 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. And they have a 3rd and 8 right now. Shotgun, Bob White. First time he's ever snapped it in the shotgun this week in practice. Sweeney will have to run. Pulls up. Incomplete. Everett Gay, the intended receiver, it was a little behind him.
But the thing that he does so well, and I'm impressed with Sweeney's poise, is that he stepped up into the pocket. Okay, that's number one. That's what Sims said. You know, get out of the cabin fever. He does not have cabin fever. He's not nervous. Steps up in the pocket, feels the pressure. Now he's outside. Now this is what I like. He doesn't look to run. He uses his scrambling ability to buy him time to pick out receivers.
Saxon's punt. McConkey waits for it. Fair catch at the 16. Flag is down. We're going to have an illegal block against the Giants. Adrian White. Interesting, because Parcells said yesterday in the first 9 games they'd only had 2 illegal blocks called on their special teams. This might be the 3rd.
Adrian White, this is the 2nd penalty against him. If it goes against him, he had an illegal motion for penalty a while ago, and now this penalty, so that's 2 in a row for him.
Here's Johnny Greer.
Illegal block. 36 receivers. First down.
Watch Ron Francis. First hit by Gugamos, and then there's the illegal block.
Right in the back. Normally after those type with Parcells, you find the furthest part of the bench, you go and you sit down and you hide.
Here's the actor David Keith, who carries the phone lines, the cable for Tom Landry on the sidelines. One reason he adopted the Cowboys, he was Bill Bates' roommate at the University of Tennessee. Hand off to Joe Morris. He goes right, cuts back. And that's the first sign of any kind of offensive spark for the Giants in this half. They get it out to the 15.
I think this is what Parcells wants to establish. He wants to establish the running game again. He got a little carried away in the last 2 possessions of trying to throw the football, and he said coming into this game, we've got to establish our running game, and the reason he said that is because it's going to get cold and nasty here later on in the year, and he knows he needs his running game to win.
That was a gain of 7 for Joe Morris, and 2nd and 3. They'll come on the sweep to the left side, and Morris knocked down near the first down marker in between the 18 and 19-yard lines by Danny Noonan and Jim Jeffcoat.
Well, one of the changes the Cowboys had over the years, Verne, is that now the Cowboys are building their offense around middle linebacker Lockhart and Danny Noonan, the tackle. They're building it around, funneling everything at these 2 gentlemen. And I have to say this, I am much impressed. This is my first time to see the Cowboys. I'm much impressed with this defense.
Jim Jeffcoat, anchor and right end. He's playing with a case of the flu. He got struck with a flu in midweek. And Bill Sims and the Giants leading 26-7. 1st and 10. Carthen out of the backfield. And again, they'll go to the run. Joe Morris squirts through and is out near the 23 before Kevin Brooks wraps him up. This is a Giant team, Terry, that's averaging less than 100 yards on the ground per game. Little surprising when you got a guy like Morris in the backfield.
Well, they're averaging less than 100 yards. But the bottom line is they don't want to average that. And one of the reasons that right now they have 3 rookies starting, 3 rookies in their offensive line. And boy, the running game is so important in that offensive line.
2nd down and 5. And they'll go with a run. Head too tall. Jones misses 1. Burton misses 1. And Joe Morris has a first down at the 38. Emerson Walls finally got the tackle after a gain of 13. By the way, there's another change offensively in the line for the Giants because of the injury to Billy Ard. Doug Riesenberg, the right tackle, has moved into left guard, and John Elliott is now in the lineup at the right tackle spot. So they're even more handicapped. There's Riesenberg, now at the left guard spot. First down, New York, 26-7. They lead it. 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Otis Anderson. We may have our 2nd holding call on a running play. Oh, watch Parcells' reaction to this.
Who?
Who?
Who? Read his lips. Who? I believe that's all we want to read.
That's right. Don't forget, coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader on CBS, the New Orleans Saints and the Washington Redskins. Most of you will see that game. Others will watch the 49ers and the Phoenix Cardinals. That is, all of you except those watching in the New York metropolitan area. Second game of the doubleheader next on CBS. First and 20. And off. Joe Morris, wrapped up by Kevin Brooks. Ray Alexander watches.
No, I'm sorry, Verne. It appears that the Cowboys are extremely good at delayed running games. When things are a little slower, they seem to be there, read, because that flex allows them to read. Ernie Stottner, the defensive coordinator, they read, they react, and draws are no good to these guys. But now if you get on the perimeters, sweeps, and get outside, which they right now in the second half, the Giants running game has been successful with sweeps going wide.
2:53 to go, third quarter, second down and 19. And Sims will hand it off, and Randy White, whose role has been reduced to that of a specialized player, makes the tackle on Morris, and Jim Jeffcoat and Zeke Moab get into it, and 2 flags are down there.
Well, I believe what's going to happen is that Jim Jeffcoat gave that last little tug, like to say, here, take this, and I believe that's what this flag is going to be for.
Watch the altercation with Moab and Jeffcoat on the right side.
Little shot, there's the left jab. Now the usual, let me grab your face mask, now let me grab yours, and now we're dancing. And now there's a nice little pull, another little head slap. Then the whirl comes and breaks it up. And then at the end of this, another little jerk of the helmet by Jeffcoat.
Any odds on offsetting penalties?
No way.
We have offsetting personal foul. 77 offense, 84 for the Giants.
I thought that might be a safe bet.
I've always taught in life, make a stand. Stand out there and make a call. Offsetting penalties. And so, whoever starts it, that's the guy should be on. You know, this old offsetting stuff is ridiculous.
They did look a little bit like a couple of rhinos waltzing.
Really, and why in the world would you ever want to get in a fight with all that garbage you've got on? And now they've got shields, so you can't reach in there and grab their nose and gouge their eyes.
Third and 22.
I mean, really, where do you hit them to hurt them? It's like Goliath. You know, you had to throw the rock right in that one little spot. Kick them in the knees, I don't know.
You ever get in a fight?
I got in one fight. I got in a fight with the biggest guy I could find, Buck Buchanan. He tackled me late, I thought, and I had this huge thing laying over me, wouldn't let me up, and I started beating on it, and it was his leg. And he told this young rookie quarterback out of Louisiana Tech that before the night was over, he'd have me for dinner. I was scared to death. You talk about cabin fever.
After all of that, it's third and 22.
You talk about quick release.
That's where you got the reputation for being a strong-arm quarterback.
Right. Also the Bayou.
They hand it off to George Adams. I don't think the fans really like that call.
Well,
Get that impression?
Well, that call sends out a message, and it tells the Cowboys that we're not going to really try to attack you now. We're just going to let our defense play well and win the game for us, and I disagree with it. And that number 11 walking off, I imagine he's furious, and he's going to give Parcells a few words of his own, but poor call that time.
Maury Buford on the punt. And Kelvin Martin waits for it at the 35-yard line. 26-7, 1:40 to go, third quarter.
Whoa.
Dandy punt by Buford. Fair catch at the 23-yard line. That's a 52-yard punt for Buford, who's having a good day. Just a reminder, on Tuesday, make your voice heard and vote. And then watch Dan Rather and CBS News for full coverage Tuesday night.
You voting, Verne?
Yep.
Are you?
Yep. No, I'm not going to tell you.
I didn't say anything.
I can see it in your eyes. David Sweeney has thrown for 1 touchdown, replacing Pelluer in this half. They toss it to Walker. And Herschel Walker knocked down at the 25-yard line by Pepper Johnson. Walker closing in on a 100-yard day. He's 19 for 97 now. 3 yards shy of his 8th 100-yard output for the Cowboys on the ground. 26-7. If you joined us late, the Giants recovered 3 Cowboy fumbles in the first half. One at the 22, another at the 9, and one at their own 15. And they got 20 points on turnovers. Sweeney, good defensive coverage. And Sweeney fires it up to the 34 where it is caught. And Sweeney won that battle with Lawrence Taylor, and Taylor is down.
Their hand under Taylor's shoulder pads, and out right off the bat, that tells me they're checking his shoulder for separation. There's Taylor right in the center of your screen, lunging. Let's see if his elbow hits. Elbow hits, shoves the shoulder up. So right now you would have to say it's some sort of shoulder injury.
Lawrence Taylor, of course, who sat out, was among those who sat out a 30-day suspension for violation of the drug policy. Came back 4 weeks into the season.
You know, Verne, I broke my collarbone twice, and I landed both times on my elbow. I separated my right shoulder, and I landed on my elbow. Two things give when you hit on the elbow. One, the clavicle or the collarbone. The other, the shoulder. And they're moving it around, so I don't think that's a collarbone. If it was broken, he certainly wouldn't move it around.
So they continue to work on Lawrence Taylor. And he had just about gotten to Sweeney. Sweeney with a lot of poise to get rid of the ball and pick up a first down for the Cowboys.
Well, Sweeney did a great job. There's people that are fast. You hear about fast guys that run a 4.5, but one of the real ingredients, the pluses for a quarterback, is if he's quick feet, meaning he has that ability to sidestep and get out of someone's way. And that time Sweeney had that ability.
Just go back to the point about Lawrence Taylor, Terry. You were saying we can see him hit here.
Right. If you land on the elbow, the joint comes up, and the collarbone sitting here, it's either the joint gives and the collarbone pops up and you dislocate the shoulder, or it stays intact, and then the next breaking point is the center of the collarbone. It breaks. So he's up, he's walking off. Let's hope it's neither one of those.
Got to report as quickly as we can. Johnny Cooks has taken his place, number 98, as Lawrence Taylor heads toward the Giant bench. In the meantime, almost forgotten, Sweeney did find Kelvin Martin for a first down, and Taylor has been a very evident force in the ballgame this afternoon.
Well, you look for those little things, Verne, and it's the little things that tell you whether or not the big things will come, and that little quickness by Sweeney tells me a lot.
Final 20 seconds, third quarter. Sweeney deep left side, man open, and it's dropped by Perry Williams. The ball was underthrown because Kelvin Martin had a step on Perry Williams.
Well, the one credential that Sweeney has is the ability to throw the ball deep. We've said this earlier. Landry loves him. He's got one of those great arms, but this ball is poorly underthrown because actually Martin had that 3 steps, and as a quarterback, that's what you look for. You get it out there, and he has the ability to do that. Now, let's see. He knows he underthrew it. He knows he's lucky to have an opportunity to go again.
One thing he does is play with a little enthusiasm.
I like that.
Final 8 seconds, third quarter, 2nd and 10. Be a procedure call now. Dead ball foul.
You know, you need a little spunk in you. Helmet against the wall.
66 offense. still second down.
So many people look at Staubach as a leader. As we look at Taylor, as they push in on the chest muscles there. Checking, looking at. He's obviously in a lot of pain, Verne, and I'm not going to speculate any more about what his injury is. We'll just wait till we get the report.
Final 7 seconds, third quarter. On 2nd and 15, Sweeney back. Up in the pocket. Lobs it, overthrows Herschel Walker. He had Michael Irvin open early. And Johnny Cooks was in his face. Mark Collins defending. Lawrence Taylor on the bench injured. That's the end of the third quarter with our score 26-7 New York. We now pause for a word from your local. They continue to work on Lawrence Taylor. We are told that it's nothing more than a muscle sprain. That's what we were just told by the Giants public relations staff. We'll try and double check that. Here's Sweeney on 3rd and 15. About to get nailed, and a sliding catch made short of the first down at the 41-yard line. Calvin Edwards, or Ray Alexander rather, makes the catch. A gain of 13, and the Cowboys will have to punt. Kevin Sweeney comes over. Go back to that comparison with Roger Staubach you were about to make.
Well, so many people look at Staubach, and I as an opposing quarterback, look at him and saw the great leadership quality, the fire, the fire in his eyes. Pelur's a little cool. He's a little calm. Sweeney has that fire, and you say to yourself, the coolness and calmness comes later. I like to see a guy that'll throw his helmet, that'll scream and holler at himself, and will get out there and play with that emotion, because I think that inspires the other players around him.
Saxon's 7th punt is taken by McConkey, a fair catch on the 40-yard punt. Lawrence Taylor, who was chasing Kevin Sweeney when he hit his left elbow on the turf. And just to reiterate, we were told that it was a muscle sprain in his right shoulder. Right
shoulder sprain.
Right, yes. Philadelphia now leads the Rams by 17.
Well, good matchup. Cunningham going against that Eagle defense. That guy is, the Eagles, you can't figure them out, though, Verne. Today, they're 30 points. Next week, they're 3.
Bill Sims and the Giants lead 26-7. They had a 26-0 lead at the half. Fake the reverse, Joe Morris. And Everson Walls is the first to meet him. And Phil Sims will look over at the Giant bench and get the play sent in.
Now, I believe Phil Sims is, as we look at Hanley, the man that wick-wags the plays in. Sims has the ability. He has the authority. If they send in a play he doesn't like, he can get out of it. And if they can keep sending in running plays, I got to believe that Sims is going to throw the football. He's going to wave it off.
That's Ray Hanley, the running back coach, who wig-wags the plays into Phil Sims. Second down, Giants from the 22. Joe Morris, left side. Let's watch this wig-wag system now on 3rd and 5. Lawrence Taylor heads into the Giant locker room. And again, we're told a muscle sprain. Now, here's Ray Hanley. Let's watch him wag the plays in.
Well, he has McConkey there, so he's sending in the play with 3rd down with McConkey. Goes over his chart. Now, what he's doing now is he's saying to himself, we're going to make the 3rd down conversion, and I want to be ready to get my play in as soon as possible. So now he's thinking ahead. He has to be ahead.
Shotgun formation on 3rd and 4. Here comes Ed Jones. Jones from the outside and Jim Jeffcoat from the right side. And it's Jeffcoat with the sack as Jones had the early pressure. It'll be 4th down. So any offensive spark the Giants might have had in the first half has gone bye-bye.
Right, and this will be the 4th possession of the Cowboys. And I want you to look at where Sweeney has had the real luxury of starting his drives. If this is the 4th one, all of them have been around the 45 to the 50-yard line as compared to Pelur, who started at his own 19.
Maury Buford.
Whoa.
Another dandy. Calvin Martin at the 30. out of bounds at the 40. A 53-yard Maury Buford punt, 9 on the return, and Kelvin Sweeney comes back in. 26-7, Giants lead the Dallas Cowboys, 12:39 to go in the ballgame. In the second half, Kevin Sweeney replaced Steve Pelor as the Cowboy quarterback. The Giants got 20 points off 3 fumble recoveries in the first half. Stephen Baker led the way offensively with 2 touchdown receptions off of Phil Simms' arm.
Take away those 3 turnovers that converted into 21 points, and you got a 7-6 Cowboy lead.
Absolutely. I'm reminded of the old Meredith line, Don Meredith. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Is that where that came from?
That's where it came from.
I wonder where Don got it.
Some country western singer, I'm sure. Or it may have made it up when he was trying to become a country western singer. 1st and 10, Cowboys at the 41. This is the first game of our doubleheader on CBS. Coming up next, most of you will watch the New Orleans Saints against the Washington Redskins. Others will watch the 49ers take on the Phoenix Cardinals, 4 o'clock Eastern time. That's for all of you except those in the New York metropolitan area. First down at 10, 12:39 remaining in this one. Screen pass right side and nobody in the area. Sweeney now 5 of 11 for 57 yards.
You're looking at Dorsey, 77. Sweeney, the quarterback, setting up a screen, trying to turn around and set it up, but realizing he has no chance. And the guy that he's responsible for, believe it or not, is the pressure man, and that's Dorsey. That's Sweeney's guy. He has to throw around him.
High formation on 2nd and 10. Play fake. Sweeney deep middle. Thornton Chandler. The tight end comes left and manages to hold on to the ball despite Pepper Johnson's attempt to strip it. That's a gain of 22.
Well, Thornton Chandler certainly got into the offense today, having caught only 9 passes coming in. But the thing that's happened is a coach that calls the plays for the quarterback, he must understand the nature and the character of that quarterback. And I believe that that's one of the hardest things to do, because you have to call plays that fit the quarterback. And now Landry is calling a game, I believe, that suits Sweeney just fine.
Sweeney now has the Cowboys in the 1st and 10 at the 37. Sweeney adjusts his helmet. Short drop. Goes deep for Alexander, incomplete. Flag is down at the 11-yard line. This might be on Kenny Hill, number 48. And Alexander has not gotten up. Johnny Greer indicates pass interference against the Giants.
Pass interference, 23 defense, first down.
Perry Williams instead of Kenny Hill. Ray Alexander is the injured Cowboy.
Perry Williams, 23, has Alexander. Notice he lets him go to the inside. Now he's mirroring him. He has him man for man. Now, my gosh, where's the flag? Where's the flag? The flag, if anything, would be on Kenny Hill, the strong safety, for a late hit, and even that would be questionable. But now I don't see where he put his hands on him to cause any interference from him catching the football.
Certainly didn't look like there was much contact with Perry Williams and Alexander is up. Hill hit him from behind.
Yeah, they both have the right to the football. Williams has as much right to it as Alexander, but in the ref's eyes, he saw Williams interfering.
Alexander sits down next to Everson Walls. Cowboys first down at the 11-yard line. Right side, Kelvin Martin. Thrown backwards after he had reached the 9. Johnny Cooks, number 98, with a tackle.
Normally when a quarterback drops that deep, he is going to throw the football deep into the corners or in the baseline of the end zone. But to throw the ball into the flat for a 2-yard gain, You know, it makes no sense. If you're going to drop that deep for your quarterback, tells everyone this is a long developing pass route.
11:05 to go in the ball game. Cowboys second down from the 9.
Do you blitz? Do you play zone?
Don't look like they're going to blitz. Newton up and down set.
Here it comes.
Yep. Sweeney back, man open. Everett Gay, no flag in the end zone. Incomplete. Mark Collins with the defensive job.
Oh, what Sweeney would have loved is for Everett Gay, once he saw that safety disappear on safety blitz, the route changes. Now he has to recognize safety blitz, but notice his head. He never turned around and acknowledged the safety blitz. He is supposed to read the strong safety, and if he blitzes, he changes his route, comes into the middle of the playing field where there is no one left. Sweeney would have read him and hit him for a touchdown.
There's Mark Collins, 4 wide receivers now for the Cowboys on 3rd and 8 from the 9. Blitz again. Sweeney back. Dropped in the end zone. Tough catch, but Everett Gay had a shot at making it. And it will be 4th down. Randy White started on the field anticipating a field goal, but now they will go for it on 4th down.
So many times receivers work so hard against defensive backs that when they are free, that they're a little bit on the tired side. That time Gay didn't have the legs to spring up and make the catch.
4th down.
But we said the one thing that Michael Irvin brings to the Cowboys is charisma, enthusiasm, a spark, if you will. Outstanding job by Irvin, and let's pat Sweeney on the back also, because he had to avoid the rush. There's Irvin in the end zone. Look, he's got his hands up. Now he realizes his quarterback's in trouble, and now the pass that should be intercepted by Mark Collins is caught for a touchdown by Michael Irvin. Outstanding job.
Roger Ruzek for the extra point. 10:33 still remaining in this ball game. And on 4th and 8 from the 9, Sweeney connects with the Cowboys' #1 draft choice. Michael Irvin's second touchdown catch of the year pulls the Cowboys to within 12. A 9-yard catch on 4th down from Kevin Sweeney. And the Cowboys are now down 26-14, 10:33 remaining in the ball game. Roger Ruzek will kick off. That'll be taken by Kenny Hill. Fumble. Neil Gugamos picks it up. And he's dropped immediately by Steve Diossi at the 17-yard line. And the Giant fans have gotten a little edgy. 59 yards in 6 plays, took 2 minutes and 6 seconds. And Sweeney on 4th down finds Michael Irvin in the end zone.
Well, so many times you see this happen, you have to believe subconsciously the Giants had to have let up a little bit. 26-0 lead. It's only natural, you know. You've gone out, you've given them your best, and you've knocked them off, and then all of a sudden they're on their way back. Sweeney's got them coming back.
Giants have 9 yards in total offense in this half. 1st and 10. Play fake. Sims deep for Bavaro. Overthrown. And Vince Albritton, who replaced Michael Downs at the start of the second quarter, was trailing Bavaro. Bill Sims has yet to complete a pass in this half. He's 0 for 6.
Well, there really hasn't been any rhyme or reason to the offense other than that they wanted to establish the run, but so many times, Verne, you'll get into a kind of like a stigma, a cloud, where you just run and you forget about setting up passes and everything. Once again, when you have a 26-0 lead, those things happen, even the coaches.
Split backs behind Phil Simms. Carl Nelson comes in at right tackle now. Here's Simms, harried as he throws it, and the receiver is wide open and is out of bounds. Lionel Manuel, as Emerson Walls either slipped or fell down or completely blew the coverage, and frankly, I'm not sure yet which of the three.
Well, I'm not either. I was looking at the games as the Cowboys were running, and Simms throwing out of that well, and it was hard to see, but you're sitting right in the back of Lockhart. There's Simms having to throw the ball extremely high out of respect for Ed Too Tall Jones, who is notorious for blocking passes at the line of scrimmage.
Over his career in 6 previous games, Lionel Manuel had 7 touchdowns in 5 games of 100 or more. That catch was worth 47 yards. Otis Anderson knocked down at the 35. Jim Jeffcoat with the tackle. Well, to go back to that 47-yard pass, I think the option was the second one. It looked like Emerson Walls simply fell down.
He slipped on the turf, and the shadows are over the field, and you can see the water. Notice Walls 24 going to the inside, trailing man, really mirroring into the inside. Okay, that's the wrong play, but still, that's a nice job by Walls of mirroring.
Second down and 8. Joe Morris back in the backfield.
Blitz.
Here comes the blitz. Morris, Bill Bates jams him up, and the tackle's made at the 38. Gene Lockhart.
One of the real keys, Verne, is it's, as a quarterback, if you read blitz, or if you're having trouble reading blitz, then go on a long count. If you go on a long count, you get a read on the blitz, you can make an audible. And I'm not sure, and I know Phil Simms has the ability and the authority to change those plays, but to stay with those type of runs when the Cowboys indeed are blitzing, trying to get the ball back, I'd change it and I'd attack them deep.
He's got a 3rd and 11 now. And the clock is down to 4 seconds. Now time is taken by the Giants. 8:36 remaining in this one. Bill Parcells' Giant team jumped off to a 26-0 lead. And Parcells is not a happy human being. That is Gene Lockhart, the middle linebacker, who's on the bench now as the Cowboys go to their prevent defense. Lockhart urging his team on. He's been pacing like a caged lion up and down the sideline. And Bill Parcells a little unhappy after the timeout was called. 3rd and 11 shotgun. No blitz, 4-man rush. They're stunning. Simms out of the pocket. And will be caught short of the first down at the 30. This will be a 47-yard field goal for McFadden. And could be a terribly important field goal as Mark Whalen makes that tackle.
Mark Whalen coming off a big game last week, Verne. 2 sacks, 8 tackles, solo tackles. Leaves during the week, goes to visit his father who's very ill, and then comes back in and virtually plays the games.
Hostetler will hold. Currently a 12-point edge for the Giants. This would make it 15 and force the Cowboys to score 3 times. 47 yards, plenty of distance, perfect! That's a big one, Terry.
That is a big one, and you're looking at a guy that's, like most kickers in this league, are up and down with all different teams. McFadden get a chance for new life and coming in here with the Giants and just absolutely doing a remarkable job.
McFadden has hit from 50 and 47 today. And that ups the lead to 15, 29, 14, 7:46 to go.
And Allegre is healing rapidly. I never seen it fail that guys are able to heal so rapidly. When another man goes in, has an opportunity to perform, and does extremely well, all of a sudden the aches and pains that have kept you out, all of a sudden are gone. Hey, I feel good. What growing pull.
McFadden will now kick off. Vince Albrecht, Danny Noonan, Randy White. 29-15. That'll be a touchback. And McFadden may be the happiest guy on that Giant bench.
And you know, that kick went way into the end zone without any wind, because today, believe it or not, it's remarkably calm here at Giant Stadium.
That is, well, except up on top.
Well, up on top, but I believe if you walk down on that field, that wind is not that bad.
There's the field. You can see the streamers off the uprights. Phil Simms said this is the windiest stadium in the NFL, in his opinion.
Well, he never played Shea Stadium.
You're right.
Which is just right up the street a ways.
First down and 10, Dallas. Sweeney back. Deep right side. Nice adjustment on the ball. Calvin Martin cannot hang on. And another player is down for the Giants. That's Mark Collins.
Right. Sweeney having an opportunity to air it out. Martin and Collins with the opportunity. You know, look at Martin make a break in there. Doggone near got his hands on it. And then the collision, and Collins, of course, is still down on the turf.
Mark Collins, the second-round draft choice in '86, been the most consistent cornerback for Bill Parcells and the New York Giants this year. And he will join Lawrence Taylor out of the game. Taylor went out, if you joined us late, with what we were told was a muscle sprain in his right shoulder. And now second down and 10, Dallas. Sheldon White replaces Mark Collins. Kevin Sweeney and the Cowboys, second and 10. From the 20. Herschel Walker. That will be short of the first down by 2.5 yards. And the crowd has stayed as this game has gotten tight in the second half. Giant Stadium, East Rutherford. Verne Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw. New York jumped out to a 26-0 first half lead as they recovered 3 Cowboy fumbles, 1 touchdown drive of 22 yards, 1 of only 9 yards. Dallas has come back under the arm of Kevin Sweeney. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns in this half. But then Paul McFadden just authored a 47-yard field goal to increase the Giant lead to 15. And this is just the beginning for you this afternoon, as coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader. Most of you will watch New Orleans against the Redskins from RFK. Others will watch the 49ers as they travel to Tempe to take on the Phoenix Cardinals. That is for all of you except those in the New York metropolitan area. Coming up next, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And yet one more New York Giant has been injured as Perry Williams is being assisted to the bench.
Well, there's your starting corners. You got Williams at the right side. He's out. You've got Collins on the left side. He's out. Now up moves Sheldon White to take over Perry Williams' spot, a rookie.
3rd and 2. 3rd and 1 officially. They'll throw. Maybe. Sweeney gets the first down. And the clock is stopped with 6:39 to go in the ball game. Rams have come back. They were down 27-17 to 27-10 at one point. And Chicago still leads Tampa Bay by 18 points. Minnesota rolling over Detroit now. Boomer Esiason threw for better than 300 yards in that game over Pittsburgh. And Atlanta beats Green Bay. First down and 10. Sweeney back. Ricky Shaw, number 51, hit him right in the breadbasket.
Kevin Sweeney bumping his helmet, telling it, my fault, I didn't see it. That time he got tunnel vision. Sweeney did. He just stared his receivers down. That's Alexander, 87. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 2 linebackers and 1 defensive back. And Shaw, the rookie linebacker, hits him right in the old breadbasket, and he drops it.
We've had a season worth of replays of agony today. Second down and 10. Eric Howard chases Sweeney out of the pocket. Pass intended for Ray Alexander as Sweeney and Ricky Shaw go out of bounds. Sweeney trots back on the field. Second down and 10.
You got to admire Sweeney, and I've got to really admire his conditioning, because here, and since he's played the second half, we've seen a lot of running, a lot of scrambling, and you have to say to yourself, even though I'm not a player, not a starter, do I keep in shape? Run a lot. Evidently, Sweeney's staying in shape, because it doesn't look as though he's slowed down at all when he scrambles.
Third and 10. Sweeney has a man open. Ray Alexander, first down at the 38. And what terrific presence by Kevin Sweeney to get rid of the ball.
The thing that is so beautiful here, it's like artwork, is that the receiver Alexander will clear Adrian White. There's Adrian, 39, Sheldon. Now he puts his hand up, but Sweeney, just before he sacked, threw the ball on a frozen rope, throwing off of his wrong foot.
That's a gain of 24. First and 10, Dallas, 5:50 to go in the ball game. Short right. Herschel Walker with a catch at the 35. And the Cowboys will go to the hurry-up offense. Word from the bench is that Mark Collins, the cornerback, has a groin pull, but might return. Alexander comes out for Dallas. Everett Gay takes his spot. Sweeney, one hopper. And the clock stops at the 5:14 mark. We also have one more injury report from the Giant bench. Johnny Cooks, who replaced Lawrence Taylor, is out with a pulled hamstring. So they have been racked by injuries in the second half.
These players are coming out of this, out of the heat now. They've had 9 games. Are coming out of hot weather, and now fall. Autumn is in the air, and you really have to protect those muscles. You have to warm up good, come out and stretch, so we can see another injury. But a lot of pulls today, and I got to think a lot of it has to do with the weather.
That was Ray Alexander on the Cowboy bench. Third and 6, Dallas. They trail by 15 points. Sweeney caught by Todd Fowler, short of the first down at the 29-yard line. It'll be 4th and 1. Carl Banks made the tackle. That's Fowler's first catch this year. And there is Carl Banks. Cowboys will go for it on 4th and 1. Cosby in, Fowler out. They'll go with at least 2 tight ends. And Dallas uses one of its timeouts. .442 remaining in this one. Right now, let's find out what's going on elsewhere around the league. Sweeney smiling as he came off the field, 29-14. He's shown some spunk, hasn't he, Terry?
Well, I don't think he's probably as surprised the Cowboy coaching staff. I've never seen him play, and I am impressed with him. I read about him when he was in college, but yes, he has. And I think I'll go back to the thing I said earlier. You just saw him pat a guy on the back. He shows the spunk. He shows, he has that stall back swagger about him that kind of ignites everyone, and he believes in himself. and he's playing like a big man today.
4th and 1. Dallas down by 15, 29-14. Play fake. Sweeney rolls out. Caught. First down. Kelvin Martin.
Once again, Sweeney getting outside. Do I sound like a broken record or what? But the beauty behind this, and these guys are so well coached, is the receivers once again coming back to Sweeney, getting way into the end zone. Martin that time, then coming back. Golly, Verne almost 18 yards to the quarterback, makes the reception. First down, Cowboys.
Tom Landry will be answering questions after this game and all week long about who his starting quarterback will be next week. 1st and 10, Dallas, 29-14 to score. Once again, he pulls up and finds Todd Fowler. Fowler to the 5-yard line. Sheldon White makes the tackle.
The Giants have got to be tired. This is about the 10th pass in a row they've had to rush, and this guy's not just sitting in the pocket. He's getting outside, which wears people out. Wears the cornerbacks out, the safeties, as well as linebackers and the ends. They're chasing this guy. They've got to be tired. Don't let up now. Now you just keep gunning it in the end zone.
1st and goal, Dallas at the 5. They fell behind 26-0 at the first half. Sweeney, Kelvin Martin. That's a gain of just 2 as Martin is out of bounds at the 3-yard line. That's his 6th catch of the ball game. 76 yards. This will be the 13th play coming up. 3:45 remaining. You want to embroil yourself in a quarterback controversy?
Well, those things are going to happen. I mean, that's just going to happen. And there's no way around that. If Landry stays with Pelor next week, he's sending out a signal that Pelor's his quarterback. If he starts this kid, he's saying it's up in the air.
From the 3, 2nd down and goal.
Tick.
Sweeney, caught. Oh! No touchdown. Martin is out of bounds at the 1. Perry Williams, who's back in the lineup, made the tackle.
What a great 1-yard pass. A lot of work, a long throw just to get 1 yard. Better off just throwing that one in the end zone. Just throw it away.
It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1 as Sweeney looks back toward Danny White, who's flashing in the plays. Bill Parcells looks on. Herschel Walker again with 1 rushing touchdown this year.
Look for Walker to carry in here. Defense of Giants has to be tired.
Walker. Oh! Apparently not exhausted yet because they had great penetration at the line.
It's a game, isn't it? It's a game of chess. You've been throwing, they've been rushing. You figure they're tired. I agree with Landry. I would have run the football, but I think I would have sent Walker over the top now, thinking that the Giants' legs are too tired to come up. But, boy, they sure surprised me, and I certainly think they surprised Landry.
Dallas goes for it on 4th and goal from the 2. They scored on a 4th and 9 on their last possession. 2:10 to go in the ball game. That's Todd Fowler in motion. Sweeney caught, touchdown. Ray Alexander. And Kevin Sweeney has thrown for 3 twice on 4th down since replacing Steve Pelor.
Some of the real knocks on Sweeney coming out of college was that he wasn't tall enough. Now, all right, put that aside. This guy's played big time today. Played like he's a lot taller than what he is. But notice this pass. He couldn't even follow through with it, Verne, but he had presence of mind to get rid of it, put it in the area, and allow his receivers to go up and make a great catch. Sometimes as quarterbacks you say, I'm sorry, I know this is a lousy pass, but you go up and make me look great, and if you make a great catch, hey, you might make the Pro Bowl or something.
Roger Ruzek for the extra point. It's good. Ray Alexander banged up on his 7th catch, but he did make the touchdown. Now watch Kevin Sweeney when you want to talk about being banged up.
Well, if you want something bad enough, it's no saying, you have to certainly pay the price. Sweeney paid the price for the touchdown pass. He does not feel any pain.
Kelvin Martin and Ray Alexander, 14 catches between them. Alexander caught the touchdown, and here are the Cowboys getting ready for the onside kick attempt with Roger Ruzek. Bounces off, Cowboys have it. Perfectly executed.
The real key on the kick was that it wasn't a perfectly end-over-end kick. It had a little spin wobble to it, made it very difficult for the Giants to recover the onside kick. Notice how it's kind of squirming. Look at it. See how it's kind of squirming like a helicopter, but yet going end over end. Very hard to handle.
It looks like it might be Steve Diassi who came up with the ball. And now Dallas, trailing by 8 points, has the ball at the 48-yard line. Bill Parcells. What might turn out to be the biggest play of this half was the 47-yard pass to Lionel Manuel that set up a 47-yard field goal by Paul McFadden, because that at the time put the Giants up by 15. First and 10, Dallas. Sweeney, deep middle. Kelvin Martin took a pop. And it is ruled a catch and a fumble recovery by Pepper Johnson. This one might go to the replay official. Kenny Hill popped it.
Well, let's see, Verne, to see if Martin makes the catch, if both feet are on the ground. There's a fine throw by Sweeney. Perfectly thrown pass. Martin up in the air. No, incomplete. When they review that, baby, they'll give it back to the Cowboys. Second down.
Kelvin Martin's feet did not hit the ground.
They did not hit the ground, nor do I think he had possession.
And they are not, apparently they are not reviewing it, because there's been no stoppage of play.
Well, there has to be. There has to be. We've got change of possession. We've got a controversial call. Whether or not there was a catch, they have to review this.
That's Al Sabato on the left and Joe Ryan, or on the right rather, and Joe Ryan on the left.
Look again, Verne. All right, first of all, let's establish the catch. Is it a catch? All right, there's the catch. All right, now hold it there. Are Martin's feet on the ground? Are both feet on the ground? The answer is no.
On further review, players ruled an incomplete pass.
Let me say this. I think that shows the value of the instant replay system, because it clearly was not a catch.
Well, and that's why it was implemented. Change of possession, controversial whether or not it was a catch. This is the ideal time to use it, and it works to perfection. Absolutely.
That's the second time in this ball game that a play has been reversed. On the opening sequence, Steve Pallor either fumbled or was throwing a pass. The initial call was that he had fumbled. The replay official overruled Johnny Greer and said no, he was throwing it. Second and 10, Dallas. Tipped, incomplete. Eric Howard tipped it. Third and 10.
And the Cowboys had a screen over the middle, a middle screen to the back that time, allowing Howard. It was designed to let Howard go free. Sweeney would go up in the air and dump it over his back, but Howard did a great job of getting his hands up, Verne, and knocking the ball down.
Third and 10, Dallas. They trail by 8. 1:41 to go. Right guard move. Crawford Kerr or Gogan, one or the other.
Well, I believe Gogan moved, but Gogan did not have his hands down on the ground, and so therefore he can move and get reset before the snap of the ball. So this ought to go against the defense.
66 offense.
No, you can move your hand. He did not put his hand down. Gogan can move and set again. If the hand goes down on the ground and picks it up, now false start.
That one's not subject to replay.
No, it isn't. But that's the rule. That's the rule.
29-21. New York, the Giants led 26-0 at the half. And Kevin Sweeney has thrown for 3 touchdowns for the Cowboys in this half. Again, he's buried. Again, he completes it this time to Michael Irvin. And Sweeney really took a shot as soon as he had delivered the ball.
Well, let's look at Sweeney. Does he have the arm to play in the National Football League? Absolutely. Does he have the heart? I think that's no question today. That's been answered. Does he have give me a good word. Okay, we'll say leadership. Yes, I think he does. Does he have the flair? He has all those things. All he doesn't have is experience. And he's getting that right now.
4th down. Cowboys are 3 of 3 on 4th down conversions. Sweeney for Alexander, caught again. They are 4 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. 4th down conversions.
Man, when you're hot, you're hot. Now we're looking at Terry Williams back in the football game. Now Alexander takes him down inside. Now Williams is playing underneath Alexander, and he's got Kennard on the backside. And how in the world that ball got in there, I don't know.
In the meantime, Sweeney, who's got a huge smile on his face, took the ball and killed the clock. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, he feels good about himself. He's got that confidence, having a good time. You know, when he came into this game, there was no pressure on him.
Kevin Sweeney was the star of the strike games for the Cowboys. He hit 50% of his passes. He was a 7th-round draft choice. Now, Parcells is arguing about the clock. And the clock shows 1:04 remaining. Sweeney had killed the clock. And now we'll move up under center. Started out in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Tipped by Martin, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10. Heck of a football game for you. It has turned out this afternoon. We've got doubleheader action coming up. And then tonight, 60 Minutes on CBS, followed by Murder, She Wrote, and the CBS miniseries Part 1, Internal Affairs, starring Richard Crenna and Kate Capshaw. There'll be a special on George Burns, the 92-year-old legend, as a feature of 60 Minutes tonight on CBS. 3rd and 10. That's incomplete. And so, once more, we have arrived at the 4th down play.
Well, this is what they were waiting on. Maybe Sweeney would say, I'm glad we get to the 4th down stuff, because that's where the dramatics are. What are they, four conversions on 4th down now?
And 2 of those for touchdowns.
2 for touchdowns? Gosh, the first chapter of his book's already written.
The ballad has begun.
Oh, really?
Parcells' team had a 26-0 lead. 29-21 now, 45 seconds to go. 4-man rush. Left side, dropped. Gary Reasons had both hands on it. but the Giants will take over on downs.
Well, you can look on Sweeney's face. This is a tired young man. He's been running all over the football field. Exhaustion shows. He knows that the worst pass to throw as a quarterback is all the way back across the field, because when you do that, you're subject to get it intercepted. But hey, he's trying to win a football game. Why not?
Sweeney 18 of 36 for 189 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I don't think anybody who is watching this game or who was here will forget Kevin Sweeney's first appearance in a regular season NFL game. And the Cowboys kill the clock, 35 seconds to go. And I say regular season because he did play in the replacement games a year ago. Cowboys use their second timeout. And the Giants will apparently win it, their 4th in a row. And they will go to 7-3 for the season. The Cowboys fall to 2-8. And now Phil Simms will drop down to one knee. And that had been the Cowboys' 3rd timeout, beg pardon. So they are out of timeouts. No, they weren't. I was right the first time. Now they killed the clock for their final timeout.
Well, it'll be interesting, won't it? You and I both live in Dallas. It'll be interesting to see what happens now. Whether or not Landry, realizing his season pretty much losing concern here. Really, you have to be concerned about filling the stadium up. Sweeney has that charisma, I believe, to bring the folks back. I think it shows an indication on behalf of Coach Landry and his staff to make changes that'll help the team win. They feel like they're not that far away from being back to contenders again, or else Landry said himself, I would move on. There's talk now that from him that he might stay beyond the extension of his contract, which ends next year.
And the Giants, in the meantime, win their 4th in a row. They had to hang on at the end to do it. Bill Parcells' team jumps out to a 26-0 lead. Kevin Sweeney throws 3 touchdowns in the second half for the Cowboys, but the Giants hang on to win it by 8, 29-21. For Terry Bradshaw, I'm Verne Lundquist saying so long from Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Our final score.